What's up, everyone? I didn't turn my fucking light on. I normally have my light on. My light isn't on. It feels really dark in here right now. Everything else is under neon, and I look fucking muted. Let me turn my light on. All right, that's much better. Okay. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Nocturnal Nerdcast, Pop Culture in the Dark, the #1 highest rated show on Rotten Tomatoes of all time. Don't double check me on that one. I'm totally making it up, but it could be true one day. It's quite possible. Thanks, everybody, for being here. I see a bunch of people in the chat already chiming in. We got some channel members. Thank you guys so much for supporting the channel. Jose's here. Big Fieldy's here. Who else do we have in the house? We have one Marvel fan. Keyblade Master Jeffrey Dalton is here. Cody's in the building. What is going on? Hello, hello, hello. Abdi's here. Reed is in the house. Thanks, you guys, for being here. We are going to talk about a lot of little stuff tonight. There's a couple big stories, but there's some fun stuff to chat about. I got a couple people waiting in the wings. Let's bring them up on the channel now. 3Dub is not here tonight. So 3Dub, it's going to be 3Dub-less till next week, I think. We have Darren in the house. Hello, Darren. How are you doing?
Hello.
I just caught the end of After the Credits. Like, I was watching it on a delay, and like you guys ended a while ago, and I was listening to the last like 30 minutes of it while I was getting ready. Yeah. Check out Darren's channel After the Credits. A lot of fun. We also have Bob in the house.
Hey,
Hello,
hey. I hope you don't mind. I've
doing?
been jumped in more. My work schedule's been allowing it. So
Oh, well, that's good. No, you're always welcome to be here. So yeah, it's got a lot of interesting topics tonight. Like on both channels, I squeezed in as much as I could into the headlines. There's some really crazy stuff going on. I want to talk about Marvel Zombies. I want to talk about the Peacemaker stuff, the James Gunn drama, Superman on HBO Max, Disney shareholders, AI Stan Lee, Simpsons 2. There's a lot of stuff to talk about tonight. We'll see how the progress of the conversation goes as we get through the night. Before we get started, if you want to join the Discord on either channel, it is in the pinned comment at the top of the chat. There's also a link to my merch shop. You guys have been going crazy grabbing merch. I really do appreciate that. You can get your I'm Bored hat or shirts over there, and it helps directly support the channel. It comes very quickly. If you order it, it's there in like 3 or 4 days. It's a very fast service. Fourth Wall, shout out to them. High quality stuff. Actually, let me show you guys the hat while we're on here. So this is a really well-made hat. Let me blow my camera up for 1 second here. So yeah, we're talking about like a really well-made hat with the I'm Bored in the font here on the front. Yeah, so check it out. Go grab a hat right away. Get it for somebody in your life to let them know you're bored. Anyway, but enough shilling of my merch. The link's in the top of the thing pinned as well. Speaking of shilling, there's also a shill sweater. So if you want to be a shill for the wintertime, go grab a shill sweater. I'll be wearing mine soon so I can advertise that even more. Anyway, thank you guys both for being here. Let's see. What do I have in the wings first? I got a few things pinned here. Before I bring that up, though, I know Darren's eating, so we'll start with you, Bob. How have you been?
I'm doing all right. How are you guys doing?
It's been good for me. Busy weekend. I was a little tired. I was like, am I going to have the energy to do this tonight? And then I turned on the camera and I was like, I guess so.
Don't worry, Elam is here. So.
Oh, yeah. I did. Okay, so there was a James Gunn Threads watch party that happened where he was like watching the episode and then like live tweeting it or whatever. Yeah. It was boring though. Like I watched the episode with him like while he was tweeting about it, and I'm like, he's not really giving us much. It wasn't a lot there in terms of like new information that we didn't already know. Mm-hmm. You want to say that I'm your dad? Okay. Actually, I probably could be. I don't know your exact age, Lance, but I probably could be. Like in reality, I know it's a joke, but I think I probably could be. You know what? Let's take a look if I can find it quickly. This AI Stan Lee thing. Have you guys seen this yet?
No, it sounds terrible.
Okay. It is terrible. It's as terrible as you imagine. Actually, there's 2 AI stories we're going to talk about, so we'll just put them back to back. But where did I bookmark this video? It was from the other day. I think it was on Saturday when I saw it, maybe Friday. But it was horrifying. Because, look, I'm pretty sure that anything they do with Stan Lee for Marvel is because he signed off on it. I'm pretty certain. So I don't think they would be doing this without the blessing, unless there's a lawsuit somewhere that I'm not aware of. But we're going to watch this clip. It is pretty incredibly, I don't know, creepy. It's probably the best word for it. Let's see here. So this is the AI Stan Lee, and it's like a 3D hologram in a box, so it is sort of three-dimensional. When you're standing there, watching it. So let's go ahead and hit play on this because this it's kind of freaky. Here we go.
I'm here today as Hollow Stank to join you at the 2025 Los Angeles Comic-Con. For decades, I had the thrill of spinning yarns about heroes and villains in that mighty Marvel.
Oh my God.
But the real heroes have always been you, the fans, whose excitement kept those stories alive. The world may be a little nutty now and then, but as long as we share our stories and imaginations, there will always be room for hope, heart, and heroism. So thank you for keeping the dream alive. Excelsior!
What do you think about the X-Men legacy being so tied to...
You can ask it questions.
It's AI.
I mean, that'd be the only point of making it AI, because I was like, he has tons of clips they could just
inspired by the civil rights movement. Larry, I think it's safe to say that Stan Lee and the creative team drew parallels between the X-Men's fight for coexistence with humans and the real-world struggles of marginalized communities during that era.
All right, I'm going to pause it there to get everybody's thoughts. Go ahead.
Okay, so that's where it kind of gets me. Like the first half, I'm like, okay, all right, I can kind of see why that may be sweet, even though it's still creepy and I'm not a huge fan of it. I can kind of see like just like a snippet as people walk by. Maybe I don't like that you can
stop and talk to it. There's more here.
That is what is crossing a line for me. Like if it was just a nice message and it was on repeat or something, it's like okay. The fact that you can like actively talk to it.
Wait till I explain how this happened because there's more to this. But let's finish this. It's like there's more questions. I mean, it's really go ahead, Bob. Sorry.
I mean, I'll just say like the beginning I thought was so useless because like there's tons of video of him with that same message that they could just play and maybe do like a 3D thing with it. When you don't have to do an AI Stan Lee. And the question things are kind of irrelevant because like at best it's drawing from his video interviews and maybe compiling something like that.
I wonder if there's any
pulling
clips
it from bullshit or just
right. Well, I wonder if there's any clips of people asking him things that are inappropriate because you can literally ask him anything you want. Like he's here all day long just waiting to talk to people. Anyway, let's watch the rest of this.
This was a powerful way to address social issues through storytelling. The X-Men's legacy continues to inspire and resonate with fans today. Great question, Larry.
Another fan named Melissa. She wants to know if you could pick one superhero who would save the world today, who would that be?
That's a great question, Melissa.
That question.
If I had to pick one superhero to save the world today, I'd have to choose Spider-Man. He's got the agility, quick thinking, web-slinging abilities to swing into action and tackle any challenge. Plus, he's a hero for the people, always putting their safety first. He's got a lot of heart, just like the fans who love him. Great question, Melissa.
To know what are your thoughts on the MCU and Marvel's legacy today?
We could go on and on, but I want to talk about Ronan has popped in. I'll wait for his camera to pop on. Okay, so how did they make this happen? So the company that did this is called Hyperreal Cartoon Studios. And here's the thing, they have all the legal rights of Stan Lee. Like they have everything signed in on paper.
That sounds
They created this Stan Lee, this AI Stan Lee using it says here everything that is in the collection of Stan Lee's archived content. So anything Stan Lee has ever said or done in public or in writing has been fed into this AI. So this AI, without the personal, like minus the personal and private thoughts that Stan Lee would have that he never shared with anybody, anything that Stan Lee did or said in public that has been like made available in archives, this AI has been fed all this information.
This is This is a problem waiting to happen. This is just a question off from it being really bad. And this is something that we already deal with, not just with AI, but people and just fans, where like, you have like She-Hulk coming out and people are like, oh, Stan Lee would have hated this. It's like, actually, I think he would have loved it. Actually, it seems right with what he was doing. And like, people love using Stan Lee's like legacy to prove their agenda. And this feels like a step right into that, where you could ask it, be like, is Marvel woke these days? And maybe he says something that maybe somewhat connects to what they're trying, and they'll clip it out and be like, look, Stan Lee thought this, he thought of this. It's like, that is not a good representation. It could be, but there's possibility not a good representation of who Stan Lee was, what he actually thought. You could morph it to be whatever you want, and that is scary to me.
So here's the crazy thing. This AI knows that it is an AI. It knows when Stan Lee died, and it realizes it's just a continuation of Stan Lee's life. So it hasn't formed any new opinions since the death of Stan Lee. That's that's the guardrails they put into the AI. However, all new Marvel projects, animated and film, get fed into this AI so that he understands questions about those projects. So they're saying essentially you can ask Stan Lee what he thinks about movies and TV shows that came out after he died. I don't know about this one, you guys. Like, to me is like,
I mean, you can ask him about, but it's meaningless. It's not Stan Lee.
Right. Ronan, what do you think about this?
Fuck. That's all I could think of when I first saw it. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. It's not even like a plaque. It's not a plaque that's, it's lit up like, oh, it's not that.
Yeah.
It's like fuck, man. Like, they won't let him rest. It breaks my heart seeing this. Like, it's one thing if like at Hall H or like a concert, they have a holographic of just him saying, Excelsior, and that's it.
Yes. Yeah.
But like, the fact that he's here now is just like, I could really describe how I feel in like terms, but I don't want to like. It just feels odd. I kept seeing this at Comic-Con, this broke my heart in my hometown. I'm like, somebody had to go with this, and it's just like, regardless if they have the rights to him and all that, which just as much as seeing that scares me, that somebody outside of his family has the rights for all of him of that, and it's just like, nah. Listen, I'm a nerd.
To see whose
I love
face
all
is
this
more
shit.
centered. So, for the comments, I'm like, whose face is more centered?
There's lines we don't cross. That I feel like we've crossed the line there.
Get ready for the next line to be crossed, because the company that's doing this has a service called Hyper Vault. Now, guess what this service is? Yeah. Just take a guess on what this is.
Bring up the dead people back
for AI.
It is. It's basically you can document your life into a vault. So when you pass away, an AI will be as close to you as possible, so that your family members can still chat with you and talk with you even after you're gone.
That is, fuck, man.
Very dangerous.
Ethics? Like,
I mean,
like, fuck, man. Like, something, again, it's so corny and saying it, that something, just because something doesn't, something isn't beautiful because it lasts. Like, that's, again, it sucks. We're all.
Imagine you're in the hospital in a coma and you've got like a 30% survival rate, and they're like, we've got his AI, just pull the plug. Just like, we don't need him anymore. We can talk to him
like an hour. We got you reserved for next Thursday.
Or we'll be like, pull his AI in. Do you mind if we pull the plug on you? No. I'd rather you just do that. Okay, pull the plug. Like, if the AI says
AI, pull the plug.
I'm gonna tell my AI no. Like, if I have a chance of living, give me a chance to live. Like,
what this reminds me of? Not for any younglers here. I remember a while back. Jesus, we're saying a while back. Like what? Maybe 7 years ago, 8 years ago. I remember watching Collider Live, and at one point they were reporting that someone was making a movie, and they had decided to bring back James Dean because he was the only person that can play this role, this type of character. It's like they were going to bring back James Dean using AI for this one role, and I was like, what the fuck?
Here's the crazy thing. A couple more little tidbits about this, and we'll move on to the next thing. But the Hypervault is so expensive right now. Only celebrities can afford digital assets at the moment, or people with a lot of money, because the average person can't afford it at the current time. Yeah. But the other thing is, there's a possibility that Marvel could license Stan Lee's AI to use as cameos in movies
Oh
No.
no,
as the
no.
AI Stanley. There's a possibility that could happen.
No, I mean, in fact, I've been wondering if they, should pick somebody new to do cameos because I think it'd be fun. Maybe do.
I think an
Slick or something
animated
like that.
Stan Lee with like a voice
Like-
actor that's playing Stan Lee, like as like a homage
No.
to him, that would be
Or
fine to me.
there's other. Yeah, listen, I love Stan Lee. He's not the only comic book creator out there that has made
True.
Exactly.
Start using other people that are alive and would
Right.
love to do that.
You know
Create a
what?
new-
The closest
Exactly,
thing we have to
Karen.
that to DC is Jim Lee. I think Jim Lee is
Yeah.
the most outspoken like comic book.
Hell,
I think
like,
Kevin
there's-
Feige in there. I don't care. Like
again, yeah, like you were saying there, like Stanley was not the only person who was behind Spider-Man after all
Yeah.
these years. You know what? If you really want to get wild, get Todd McFarlane here. Get John
It's-
Romita Jr. Get all these
Like-
people who left. Like again,
Mhm.
a lot of people, post Stan Lee, a lot of their works have been used for the films. So get in cameo
Yeah.
roles and do that. Like it shouldn't be exclusive to Stan Lee. I remember for a while, I'm like, you know what? Who's another person that's enthusiastic about comics and still is like almost an ambassador? Kevin Smith. Get Kevin Smith to
Yeah.
do these cameos and whatnot. Like it, and again, making something extend past the person who was part of this out of their mortality just feels ethically wrong, and it feels
Mhm.
like it feels not creative. It feels like this was it. It was the be all end all. We couldn't use anybody else, and it's just like
If it's between getting actual comic creators there and fucking AI Stan Lee, yes, it's actual comic creators. You know what? Let's get Chris Claremont some cameos. Fuck it.
whenever he would show up during the X-Men movies, I remember I got giddy because specifically Chris Claremont, he's the godfather of the X-Men.
Yeah.
Like the reason why most people know what the X-Men are now is based on what Chris and his it'd be John Byrne, whether
Mhm.
it be Jim Lee, David Cockrum, like all of their other collaborators during most of their ones what been used for the past 20 years.
Mhm.
Like it's
Yeah.
fascinating to me that they're just saying like just use Stan Lee. And no, there's other
No.
people. And guess what? A lot of these other creatives never got good pay while they were working in the
Yeah.
comic industry. Go look at the comic industry history. They're paying bottom to dollars for what they should have done, and they've made now $1 billion franchise out of them.
Mhm.
Doesn't hurt to get a paycheck for doing a cameo for these creatives. It doesn't hurt at all. I just
Naruto. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Darren.
I was just gonna say, like, this reminds me to a bit of the conversation I was having a lot during when like Ironheart was airing, and kind of like replicates that a lot, where it's like instead of grieving, instead of being able to move on, you were stuck in the present. Because why would you have to grieve if they're right there? They feel as real as it is. And if this becomes a reality, I am very scared of what that means for our mental health and our ability to live in the present. What even is the present if no one can really die? Like that is again, I know that's going down like a rabbit
No, but
hole.
it's
I know
deeper.
I'm getting
But
into-
and keeping them alive isn't keeping them alive. You're not doing it for them. You're doing it for you because it's an AI.
you know what's a
But
good
it's
example? Go ahead, Darren. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like we know that, but like
Yeah.
the younger generations aren't gonna know that. If we have a 7-year-old and we just give them AI mommy or daddy, what's the difference? Are they
Yeah.
gonna comprehend that's not my real mom and dad? No, that's
Yeah.
just either mom. That is scary shit. That is like
In defense, a
futuristic
7-year-old would probably
shit.
know the difference, but when you're getting 5 and under, that's when you don't know.
Teenagers, like I was using a good example I saw the other day. People were like, we gotta, if for Star Wars, if we continue doing the New Republic, is Leia ever gonna show up? Are we gonna bring back Carrie Fisher through AI?
I feel
And
like if there is enough public information about someone, they can make them sound pretty much like that person would have sounded to us as a celebrity. Because keep in mind, we don't know everybody's personal life. So if you just fed in like a Rock AI with everything Rock has ever done publicly, it's gonna sound like The Rock to us because all that AI needs to do is talk like The Rock that we know.
Yeah.
This is going to like undermine the concept of death if it goes this far. And again, like then you just have like how we live our lives differently, where it's like, well, I can die, it's fine, I'll be back. That'll be a
Well,
very
what about this? What if it gets to the point? By the way, I'm gonna just do the super chat really quick. Thank you, Naruto, for the $2 super chat. Hello, Altered Carbon. It also reminds me of the Black Mirror episode where they brought someone's husband back as an AI in a full.
with Donald Gleason. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
they
need
brought-
to watch that one.
Yeah. So they brought the person back as an AI, just like this, where it had all of the thoughts and memories of the person that they were with, but they gave them a physical body. Like it started out as just a chat thing, but then it's like now we have the option to put them in like a physical body that looks and feels just like the person you were with, except it's all Android based or whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, all of this is happening. But I was just thinking, what if Stan Lee, if this Stan Lee AI gets to the point where they're like, we want Stan Lee to write Marvel comics again, so we're gonna let the AI Stan Lee create and write Marvel comics again.
No, I'm just so much against that. Like the whole point I felt of AI was to take menial jobs away from people, not to take art away from people.
Imagine number one Spider-Man in 2026, right? A brand new Spider-Man series written by Stan Lee as AI, the first ever AI written comic book by someone that has passed away.
Yeah, I am so no. It would just be recycled shit too, because that's all AI can do. No.
Yeah.
Also, there feel weird now. Like a lot of us said, we send our thoughts to the family and friends of Stan Lee when he passed away. People shared photos of taking photos with him, how much that meeting him meant to them a lot. Like that was a moment of like saying goodbye, and now it's like. He's back.
Can you imagine being like a family member and showing up there and seeing him on stage answering questions from people?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, can you go up and say, "Hi, I'm your daughter." "Hi, I don't remember you. Who are you?" Like that's what it would say because they didn't feed it a lot of personal information.
Yeah.
So it's really crazy. We do have a $1.99 super chat from Cal just supporting the stream. Thank you so much, Cal. I do appreciate it. We do have a couple other chats. We're going to address them in a second, but this one I'm going to address now because I think this is a good segue into this story. Staggervorth, the $4.99 super chat. What's your take on the AI actress Tilly Norwood being signed by an agency? Now, this is a story that I had bookmarked here. AI actress Tilly Norwood debuts at Zurich Summit as industry grapples with emerging tech. We want her to be the next Scarlett Johansson. All right.
I just want to hurl.
I have a lot of thoughts on this. Thank you for the $4.99 super chat, Staggervore. We're going to get into this one. Couple of things that are very creepy to me about this story. First and foremost, I've seen several articles about this. Since this is AI, there's no legal age for this creation. It's just a very young-looking AI girl.
Mm-hmm.
She'll never get older. She'll never complain about anything that she's asked to do because she's an AI. So that basically they'll be able to use her in a movie however they want without her being able to say yes or no. And it's okay because she's not a real person. It's not a deep fake, right? So they'll get away with it without any family pushback. They'll get away with that without any a pushback from a company that might own her other than the company that created her. Like this sets a really weird standard on what we are allowed or what we should be allowed to do in this sense, because you would say, oh, well, it's just like a cartoon, but it's not. This is an AI thing in a system that has its own, it can communicate with you. But it's not a three-dimensional person. So in a movie, if this AI is interacting with somebody else, it's just going to be a person with AI mapped over top of them. This person will be mapped over top of another stunt person's body or whatever. Why would this AI thing need a talent agency?
Yeah, that's weird.
I mean, it's a publicity stunt.
La mula. It's all about. I think all it's just like who gets to make money off the AI.
There is a universe, not this one, because this is like a creepy ass shit. There is a universe where if they were a bit younger, I could maybe possibly, if it has restrictions, maybe support it. Just because I do know nowadays there is a big movement to remove children actors from movies and TV shows because of the time and time again we've proven how dangerous it is for kids on movie sets and show sets and how it fucks up their mental, they're like, their childhood. And there have been people where it says, "Oh, we should stop casting kids in movies and TV shows." If there's a world where I'm like, if this was it, if it was just for that sake and that sake alone, I could be like, okay, I can kind of see it. But that's not what they're doing here. They don't give a shit about children or, whatever. This is free actresses. Let's do it. You know what I mean? Like,
well, I would also like to point out, like, yes, there are the horror stories about the child actors who have like a rough time, parents abuse them, all, studios abuse them, shit like that. There's also child actors who turn out just fine. Like, you just don't hear about them. You just don't. So it's one of those things where it's like, I think we just need to set better rules for that. But like, I think at the end of the day, most child actors are fine. It's just, you hear the stories about the extreme cases.
I mean, I'd even argue in the best cases though, it's still not like the best for their mental health. Right? I mean, like, I'd argue they like none of them have like a great childhood.
Can I explain why I would be against this at all? I'm going to make an argument why I don't think this is a good idea at all, right? For any reason, okay?
Yeah, no, fuck this.
If this company is capable of making a articulated AI where it's able to be good enough to be cast as an actor in a role and has a consistent look, meaning that the AI is able to map this person's features enough that they look like the same thing in every picture they're in, every movie they're in. We are very close to some of these like bootleg sites coming up where they're going to be able to do the same exact thing. Maybe not quite as good, but really close. What happens when there's no guardrails on these? There's a lot of AI sites that have no guardrails. And they're like, oh, you want Tilly Norwood to do XYZ to you? Okay, you can do that, and you're going to get a full video experience because it's an AI actor, meaning that there is a three-dimensional form of this person on camera. And since it's not a real person, you're technically not violating any laws. It's just, this opens a can of worms that I think we're not prepared for, because keep in mind, this technology is advancing faster than proper legislation can be made to protect people. Like, it's running. Like, we're at a snail's pace on regulation, and it's running so fast that the moral and ethical problems that it's going to create are going to be massive. Like, imagine one of these creeps who gets on these games and goes after underage people. Like, imagine them being able to just do whatever they want with these AI things on the internet and upload it to random sites and all kinds of stuff. Like, it's not good. I think that there's a problem with any AI made to look like little kids. That's just my opinion.
You're right.
My brain wasn't even going there, but
yeah, no, that's fair.
I mean, for me, like, from the artistic point, art should come from people. Like, every performance an actor gives, that's something that they're doing that only they uniquely can do.
Right.
So from an artistic standpoint, I despise this because she can just give any performance they type in. It's ridiculous. From just a business perspective, she's taking a person's job, so I hate it on that level. Yeah, I do not see a level where I like this, where I appreciate this. I think it's garbage.
I don't even understand what the value of this is. Like, I just don't. What real actor wants to act opposite an AI? You know what I mean? Like, who wants to do that?
This only helps the 1%, right? This is only your
indie movies aren't going to use this. This is going to be for the big studios to fucking.
This is her.
We all knew TV was dead, but thought, why not squeeze in one last development meeting?
We had one rule: no missing children, no dead women, and no reboots of Heartbeat.
We'd pitched this beautiful comedy, two sisters running a funeral parlour in Margate. Warm, weird, very BBC Two.
The commissioner said no. AI generated 100 better ideas in...
Okay, wait, hold on. Whoever that AI is, their face looks really weird here.
It looked bad, yeah.
Watch what she's talking
Where's the mouth?
Yeah.
BBC Two.
The commissioner said no.
Oh.
AI generated 100 better ideas in minutes, perfectly aligned to channel data, viewing figures, and optimized for the audience. The winning AI format?
I know what you streamed last summer.
An interactive thriller built from your streaming history and delivery orders.
What? And who could forget the mental health format?
Britain's Got Breakdown. Audience votes on who gets therapy.
Right now, I can still tell this is AI.
Yes.
Like, this looks very, very AI.
Yeah, it looks bad. Yeah. But if,
I mean, I'm sure it'll
Ian
get
Katz-
better, but I will still hate it all the same.
Yeah.
if this is
I
what
love
it looks
that
like
one.
now, think 5 years from now.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
That's
Because keep in mind, it's only been about 4 or 5 years since they started with AI, and this is where we are now.
Yeah.
I remember saying, you do realise this is for BBC Two? It tested ridiculously well, particularly.
So I'm seeing a lot of varied types of people in this video. Why is Tilly Norwood, the young white girl, the only one that people want to sign? We haven't even got to her yet, but it's a little weird that we've seen a variety of types of people in this little clip.
Among men who shop at Screwfix and women obsessed with gut health.
All made for less than the catering budget on the Bear.
It cast and budgeted itself. Only bit it struggled with was consent in romance.
Why is he sitting there eating and drinking? Like,
Because this is what AI does. It's not capable of making sense of necessarily anything. It just regurgitates information it knows.
What does fat
Antic
guy
seat.
do? And it
Yeah.
puts food
yeah.
Yeah, well,
We just ignored that.
It wrote the whole script. Claude 3, Gemini, GPT. We called it a writer's room. It even did its own silver mouse paper.
Okay. The mouth of that particular is that Tilly? The mouth of this particular AI is weird. Even in this little scene here, watch.
GPT. We called it a writer's room. It even did its own silver mouse paperwork and immediately got Albert
Why is he
certified.
holding
What's Silver Mouse?
Just an elaborate BBC hazing ritual. Who did it cast?
Tilly Norwood, 100% AI generated.
By some company called Particle 6.
She'll do anything I say. I'm already in love.
Oh God, that's gross. Oh.
You'll do anything.
Oh well, I mean, Eric was bringing up the darker aspect, and they're just leaning right into it. It's
They
like,
just
holy
told you what they're gonna do
shit.
with it. They advertise it.
Oh my God. Hold on. I have to run that back.
She's an A-list actor and does
What
porn,
the
apparently.
fuck? Look, the writing on the poster isn't even real writing under her name. It's like all
Yeah.
gibberish.
Anything I say. I'm already in love. Girl next door vibes.
Like if a Sunday roast went to
Pause
drama
again.
school and got back.
Girl Next Door vibes? That's like a porn genre, bro. Like you're not even trying to
Yeah.
hide it. What the hell, man?
Oh my God.
After optimized.
But can she cry on Graham Norton?
Of course she can. And it will be clipped, subtitled, and monetized on
I
TikTok
want
by
ads.
lunchtime.
She can't because
We're all
she
going
can't
to.
go on Graham Norton because she's not a real fucking person.
Exactly.
And I love that they haven't even like everybody else is talking.
But she's not. She hasn't said a
Yeah.
word.
I'm talking, yeah.
Keep in mind, none of these other AI creations seem to be of any interest to anybody. But the young girl next door, white girl,
Yeah.
that's the one that everybody wants.
Yeah, everyone wants the hot girl. Yeah.
Hell.
And there's probably a reason they don't want her to talk because it was like, well, you can make her sound like anything you want, right? Like that's probably the pitch of it. You can sound. That's even scarier. Can you make it sound like my girlfriend, my boyfriend, my husband, my ex-girlfriend? That shit's terrifying. Like when we get to the point where we could be like, oh yeah, make this look like my ex, make this sound like my ex.
Got recommissioned.
fuck with
didn't
us
it?
in the
3
mid-
seasons and a podcast.
By an AI commissioner, much faster.
But hey, at least it wasn't a reboot.
Are you really trying to pitch this garbage over reboots?
Yeah.
Is that the pitch?
Bruh.
I'll take Mufasa any day. Thank you very much.
Yeah. I didn't even like the live action Lion King. I'll take it over this shit. Jesus Christ.
We want Tilly to be the next Scarlett Johansson or Natalie Portman?
They're really pushing this AI shit.
It's weird because it's like, oh, AI, you can make anything, but we wanted to emulate a human being, and it's just like, listen, I'm not. This isn't my thing. But like, if the AI community, people who are working and making AI, make your own AI industry, and if anybody, any human beings are really intrigued, they can go and look it up. But even then, they're like, we want our Scarlett Johansson, we want our Natalie Portman. And it's just like,
well, I rarely ever do this, but I will 1000% never support something with an actor like this in it. I will never support it.
The thing I just occurred to me, because usually actors have like shooting schedules. Usually they do a movie for 2 months, then maybe they can do another movie 2 months later if they don't want to take time off. This thing could just be doing movies simultaneously all the time.
They can do an interview at 5 o'clock, and then at 6 o'clock could be on set, and then at 8 o'clock they could be.
Hell, they could do all that at 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
Well, actually, no. They could actually use, like you're saying, they could say every interview is scheduled for 8 a.m. everywhere because you can talk to her no matter what time it is.
Yeah.
Anywhere.
I think we are, and I hate to jinx this, I think we're approaching another strike. I think if this marches too many feet further, I think we're looking at another writer strike situation.
We have to wait for their contracts to wrap up, but yeah.
When is the next contract renegotiation?
I don't know.
And that's terrifying because like we spent all that time doing that writer strike for this purpose. This was one of the main things, the like AI and what companies can do with it, and was for nothing. Really,
I love how they even bring up we called it a writer's room, and it just like
that's what we fought against. Like, dude.
I will never, ever support something that takes away. I've said this before. I do not have an issue with supplemental AI to assist making the processes go faster. But if it's taking a job away from somebody who is an artist or somebody who's creating something, I'm 100% against it. I've been that way since the beginning.
And like,
I'm completely.
I like to think that we would be like, well, we're just not going to support this movie. That's not true. That is 100% not true because I go on my Facebook. Every other person's like, hey, look, I use this app to make me look like AI. Isn't that cool? It's like, no, it's not cool. You're part of the problem. And it's like, people would eat it up. People would be like, oh, I have to see what this thing is. It makes a lot of money because it's the first of a thing. Brand new breaking history. It would do well. And unfortunately would.
There's a line in 1923. The Helen Mirror says that, you know what's going to kill us, right? All of us, society, men, women, we know what's going to kill us, right? And there's no, it's greed. Greed is going to be the end of us. And not even just monetarily, just anything like this that eventually goes back to money.
Simu Liu, there's a few actors responded about this. Said movies are great, but it would be better if the characters in them weren't played by actual humans, but AI replicas approximating human emotion. Yeah. And Ralph Edison says, "Fuck off."
Watching Marvel Zombies, it did make me realize I want more Shang-Chi and MCU. We need a sequel.
That's the next topic. Let's get through these super chats and we're going to move on to that. That's a good segue here, but let's get through these super chats here. Jose, member for 8 months. Thank you, Jose, for being a supporter. Finishing Creature Commandos, then we'll finally watch Superman for the first time on HBO Max. We got a lot to talk about in terms of Superman on HBO Max. Some really good news about that. Then catch up with all 6 episodes of Peacemaker season 2. You got a lot of great stuff ahead of you. Yeah. All of that is great stuff. So I'm looking forward to hearing your thoughts on it. Cameron with a $5 super chat says, Eric, I forgot to say this last week, but did you see Absolute Joker? Yes, the Absolute Joker looks crazy. Fucking, it looks like something from Star Trek. It's crazy to me. It's like a lizard person. I don't even know what the story is, and I know Bob, are you reading Absolute Batman?
Yeah, but I'm not that far. I'm like an issue or 2 behind.
Okay, I've only seen the picture of Joker,
but it looks like something has changed since then.
Yes, something definitely changes. I don't know what the story is, but looks fucking crazy. Naruto here with a $5 super chat and a channel member goes, Darren, this is about the AI actress situation, or a family member loses a child at a young age. That child will be a kid forever. They'll never grow up. They'll never get their parents' grandchildren.
That's going to happen too. Yeah. I mean, and it's still, let's be honest, like this stuff is happening right now. Like you heard that story. It's a different thing, but you heard that story almost a year ago or a while ago at the point where a kid like killed themselves. I don't know if I can say that word on stream. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you can. Well, actually, by the way, YouTube made a video this past week that says as long as the video's title and thumbnails don't focus on the subject, you can say the words in your video. So it's fair to say that. So,
but yeah, they offed themselves because they were so sad and depressed, and they looked at his phone and stuff, and he had all these like AI chat bots on his phone, and that's really all he was communicating. It was with these fictional characters, and it's like stuff like that. We are no longer communicating with each other, communicating with our friends or family, but we're talking with these people that aren't real, and it's easy to get sucked in on that. It's easy to get trapped.
My friend was using an AI mental health service.
Yeah.
And the service got shut down for unethical reasons. And it's like people aren't talking to other people.
Yeah.
This is an issue.
This is why I my friends, they gave me crap about it, but I'm like, I'd rather you call me or I call you than text. That sounds over very grandpa-y, but there's a reason why, because I'm like,
I mean, I'm fine with texting, but like talk,
Yeah,
just
talk.
I mean, even that's better. Like at least texting someone real is better, because like there is something to be said where it's like AI tells you exactly what you want to hear.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Exactly what you want. Sometimes that's not good. There's a reason why not.
Confirmation bias, because you're asking the question hoping to get the answer you want, and AI, you're leading the AI. That's the problem.
We're talking about how like all this money is like just corrupting all this crap, and it just reminded me of Kurt Vonnegut essentially saying we could have saved the earth, but we were too damn cheap.
Yeah. Yep.
You become Boyd Cavalier from Alien Earth.
Oh,
God,
yeah. Cody with a $5 super chat and a channel member. Thank you, Cody, for your support. This very much ties into them being able to do one thing, and that is misogyny. And if you ever doubted that, we watched that video clip.
Yeah.
It's literally what they say in the video. Girl next door vibes. I can make her do whatever I want. I'm in love with her already. Like that was literally the pitch. Make her cry on command. They said Grant Norton, but they could make her cry on command, meaning you could make her do that yourself if you wanted.
And
oh God, she can win the Academy Award and do double pen.
No.
What a terrible way to, like, if I was Scarlett Johansson or Natalie Portman, I'd be pissed. I was like, so you see me as a sex doll? You see me as what? Just an object to use? And that's how Hollywood was treated for many years. That's how these female.
They want to go back to that. They want to go back to the way it was, where they can just treat women like that, and it's okay because now you have an AI that's not going to argue with you.
Yeah, how dare women have equal rights, bitches?
Big Fieldy with the $2.99 super chat and a channel member. Thank you so much. The real question is, can we fuck it? Yeah, I mean, we are very close to that. We're very close, because I'm pretty sure they're working on ways to put these things into these, like the robots you're seeing in Japan and stuff like that. Yeah. Because if you can go online, look, if you have the money right now, you can go online, and for around 15 grand, you can get a pretty good articulated body robot to do whatever you want to do with it. It's not going to walk around your house and do dishes, but you don't really want it to do that anyway. And so that's what the thing is. So yeah, it's pretty bad. And the last one we have before we move on is Staggerford with the $4.99 super chat says this might even be more disturbing than when the Flash movie used the AI cameos of Christopher Reeve, Superman, and Helen Slater, Supergirl. It is, because those were just programmed to say I don't even know if they were AI. That was probably just bad VFX.
Really bad CGI.
Yeah, they programmed them to say things. This is an AI person that has very little control over what is getting done to it. It's bad.
At least with the Flash, and I hate that scene too. Like, I'm not trying to defend it, but at least at its core, I think they were trying to do something artistically cool, and they were trying to honor the past, even though that does come across very offensive and very just icky. I think they were trying. There's no part of this at all that's like, oh, we're trying to make art. We're trying to be. No, it's all corporate.
Well, the thing is, also the issue with that is if they wanted to use a classic Superman in that same story, Brandon Routh is right there. Like, they could have used him, and I'm pretty sure they could have gotten anybody else that's still alive to come in and reprise their roles in those scenes.
Yeah.
We have another super chat from Cameron here. $5 super chat just came through. Thank you, Cameron. Eric, did you see that we're getting a new Batman villain called the Minotaur is the Matt Fraction Batman comics run. A lot of people are saying it's derivative of something else We will come back to this, Cameron. I actually have it bookmarked, so we'll take a look at it in a little bit. But yeah, there's a new character. A lot of people are saying it's giving like Court of Owls vibes. We'll look at the artwork and figure it out. But thank you for reminding me, Cameron. We will talk about this in just a bit. All right. With that being said, I want to talk. Has everybody watched? Is everybody that's interested watched Marvel Zombies so far?
Yes. Actually,
I haven't seen it, but you guys can talk about it.
I think I did.
Okay, so I want to pull this up here, just for shit's sake or whatever. Right now, it seems like critics and fans have pretty much decided that it's a good series. Critics 63%, fans 74%.
Yeah,
I enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty good. I do have my criticisms of it. I'm seeing a lot of people talk shit about it because of the fact that it didn't focus on the OG Avengers. And they're saying that's why it was DOA and blah, blah, blah. And so I just wanted to sort of address that here as well, because I have some thoughts on why I think it is what it is, or why it was what it was.
Funny you say that, because I saw the same exact tweet today, but like the opposite, where they were picking apart like the one scene from it, and they're like, why do we keep focusing on the Infinity Saga? Why is that all we can do?
I saw people talking about that as well.
I mean, it's worth saying they don't even really focus on that until like a little bit beginning of the third episode, and then the last episode. Now, I'll say most of my criticisms were the last episode, where it just kind of like, here's a whole bunch of shit. We're going to do all of it, and then is it over?
I want to give some of my criticisms on this, and then you guys can sort of sound off if you want as well. So, I did like that we got to see a lot of the newer characters that have been underused in the MCU back together again in a project, because a lot of these characters aren't given their proper time. I think in the MCU, we've talked about like 40 some plus characters that have only been on one thing since Phase 4. So seeing them come back together was great. There are some glaring issues with it that I do want to talk about, though. Number one is, as much as I love to see Icarus and Captain Marvel fighting each other, I believe that they expected Eternals to be a bigger hit than it actually was. That's what I think. I think they thought it was going to be a massive hit and that everybody was going to be excited to see Icarus back. I was a big fan of Eternals, but the general public just didn't. It wasn't, because of the whole release process and everything. Keep in mind, Marvel Zombies was announced back in 2021. That was when this was announced. So they were working on this with a lot of these things in the back of their minds. Yeah.
Elizabeth Olsen said that she like did this back in like 2020.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
So they thought all of this, everything we're seeing in this, to me, and all of my criticisms of it, are part of the bigger issue with Marvel as a company, right? So I think they expected the Eternals to be a big hit, which, by the way, seeing Icarus and Captain Marvel fighting, I fanned out on that, because I was like, that's incredible to me, right? Yeah. You have Icarus that can't be infected versus a person that is infected that could potentially do a lot of damage to the universe. Which, by the way, without Icarus fighting her, she could have just left the Earth and spread the zombie virus everywhere. Like, could have been really bad. I think they also expected Blade to be out by now, or at the very least in production, because he was a huge part of the series. As Blade Knight. Seeing the combination of Moon Knight and Blade was really cool, but I got the impression that we were supposed to be excited for Blade to be in this, not because we haven't seen Blade in a long time, but because Blade was supposed to be a bigger part of the MCU. Because think about this, they teased him at the end of the Eternals.
Yeah. They said that's why they made him Moon Knight, was because like they did this expecting Blade to have been out years ago, and they said, well, we don't want to interfere with whatever the MCU is doing, so let's just do a completely new take on the character, make him Blade Knight, do our completely fresh original thing with the character. But I do think that's why it took so long. I think this would have come out in 2023, because Blade was supposed to come out in 2023, so I imagine they would have had like that come out like earlier in the year, then come like Halloween time, this would have come out that same year probably.
I mean, another character I've been looking forward to seeing again, that we haven't seen since their series, Moon Knight.
Right.
Yeah.
Like,
Also, I fully expected, or I think they expected, to have some sort of a Young Avengers project out by now as well. Because this gave me the impression that all the characters we saw together, we're supposed to connect with them on a deeper level, because I think they were supposed to have been friends and working together already in the MCU, and we're supposed to connect the dots on that. Because we get to see Kate Kamala and Riri all together, working as a team. Yeah. I think they were already supposed to be a team, and we were supposed to be seeing this alternate version of them. Is that a fair statement?
And I'd argue that's almost one of the positives for me is that like this show to me felt like a love letter to the fans who have been sticking around. They've said, we know, and I know this isn't the point because this was done like way before any of this. But like in reality, we didn't get our Avengers 5 that we were, supposed to get. We didn't get our team up at the end of Phase 4 and 5, and this felt like such a thank you to like we know we haven't done Avengers as we should have. Here's this, and like that curbed my appetite because this is what I wanted Avengers 5 to be. I wanted Avengers 5 to be this collection of all these characters that we've built up over Phase 4 and 5. They have planted those seeds, but they didn't harvest them, and this was them harvesting. I think seeds.
This is another example of Marvel's animation doing something that they should have done in live action.
Yeah.
I liked that it was a cartoon, but could you imagine all of these characters, all of these actors coming back and reprising their roles in a live action Marvel Zombies movie? Because it's a 2-hour movie essentially.
Yeah.
They wanted it to be a movie. It was supposed to be, but they couldn't.
I didn't like, unless we're going to get another season, I didn't like the ending.
Yeah.
For me, the ending was too vague.
Yeah.
For me, a lot of my issues, for the most part, I was enjoying it. A lot of my issues come with the last episode. Where like, here's a whole bunch of, here's Hulk and he's Infinity Hulk.
By the way, I want to point out, poor Hulk never ever gets to show what he can really do. I can tell you right now, beyond a shadow of a doubt, unless you were throwing much more at the Incredible Hulk, he didn't even need the Infinity powers to defeat all of those people. This is the Incredible fucking Hulk. Like, he could take on all of those characters by himself if he's really fucking mad. But they did it again. They used him as sort of like a MacGuffin, and they did not give him a chance to be the character that I think he should be in the MCU.
Even showing how much power he had at the beginning, when those other characters popped up, I'm like, what the fuck can you do that he can't? Like, he's already wiping guys out. And like, if he has the Infinity Gauntlet, like, throw all the hordes you want at him.
Well, it wasn't even just the Infinity Gauntlet. He was literally connected to the power of the Infinity. Like he was able to do things without using the Gauntlet, meaning anything he wanted. Essentially, at this point, Hulk should have been a god character, meaning that no one should be able to stop him, not even Scarlet Witch.
She would have been like the only one whatsoever. I'm like, okay, maybe, but they don't really even do that.
Well, they didn't give her. They didn't give her. This is not even the proper Scarlet Witch.
Yeah,
this is just zombie Wanda with her hex powers and stuff. This isn't the actual Scarlet Witch, because if she had her Scarlet Witch powers, I could say, well, maybe, possibly, she could fight against them or whatever, because it is like a sort of a cosmic entity in the MCU, but we didn't even have that. So I felt like you put the Hulk there, he's supposed to be the person guarding all of this, and you punked him again. You did it. Like, let my dude be Savage Hulk and Hulk out on people.
Speaking of Hulk, so again, I haven't seen Marvel Zombies. You know what I recently rewatched a little bit of was the Hulk versus movies.
Those are good. Yeah.
And I saw the portion of Hulk versus Wolverine, and I see him pissed off and raging, and like he's articulating a little bit, but he's just beating the out of everybody. And it's like, I missed that guy.
Do we forget how they defeated Onslaught in the comics? Like the Hulk is the fucking Hulk. Like, this is the character that you bring in when everything is over with. I love seeing Thor fight him. That was great. Matter of fact, he actually showed what he would probably do to Hulk to Thor if he was actually really mad. But outside of that, after all that's said and done, at the end of it, and everybody turn away for about 3 minutes, because I'm going to talk about the very ending of this. But at the very end of it, for some reason, they keep Ms. Marvel alive in a fantasy world created by Wanda for like no explicit reason.
It's season 2 stuff. Like it's meant to be half of a story. Is the idea?
The ending is that apparently Wanda meant to save the world, so Kamala goes with it, but then she didn't. Like,
they don't explain why she wants
last episode.
Kamala.
Just such a all over the place.
I think that's my biggest issue is they don't explain why is Kamala so special? Why
Yes.
is she our chosen one? I have some theories, maybe. There's some but
Yeah,
the
why-
whole season is dedicated to this one idea, and they don't really give a reason.
Yeah,
to
they
it.
don't explain why she's so important. Yeah, they make a big deal, but they don't explain it. Like,
However, I will say overall, with ending aside, because if we are going to get a season 2, I'll wait to decide how I feel about that in season 2. But outside of the very end of the series, I actually enjoyed like 80% of the show.
Yeah,
I think it was a really, really
I
good
love
show.
seeing a lot of the characters team up, Shang-Chi and
By the way,
Marvel and all Yelena.
by the way, he was
loved it.
great. He was great in the
Yeah.
show. Shang-Chi was great. Blade Knight. I want Blade
Yeah.
now. I want
Yes.
him now.
Yeah.
Like after seeing him in this and seeing what he can do, and he was a very important part of the series. After seeing this, give us a fucking Blade movie. Like I need it today. I needed it yesterday. It's crazy. Crazy.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like they can't make something with Mahershala Ali. Why not just like maybe I don't know, give Wesley Snipes his send off or something? I don't know.
Something. I
Yeah.
was so annoyed with that or whatever. All right.
In 4 years, it will be 10 years since Mahershala Ali walked out on college and put the blade hat on, and I was there.
Oh my
That's
god.
a sad part. I was there.
He's going to be
Dude,
the
I was
same
like-
age that Wesley Snipes was when he was in Deadpool and Wolverine by the time he gets a movie, which
Yeah,
kinda
I know,
begs
and
the
I was
question,
excited because I
why?
think he's a great actor.
Yeah.
Why?
Yep, 6 years ago. Fucking man.
Now I remember even back then, people were saying, "Oh, he's too old for it." It's like, no, he's his mid-40s. It's fine now. Time is it's going. I mean,
all right, we got a couple super chats here. Naruto with the $5 super chat. It's about Eric July. I think Bob will understand this, but nobody else is going to get it. Eric, did you see Eric July brought back for canon's sake today? I saw he was going to bring it back last week. I think we talked about it on the showcast. It was inevitable because his business is not doing well. Somebody with a good business doesn't return to YouTube and start doing daily podcast again. It's not a good look.
No.
Who's this?
So Eric July created a comic book company called the Rippaverse, and it started out really strong with like $1 million comics, and now he's barely able to make like 30 grand on some of his stuff. So it's kind of been a 4 or 5 year failure for him as a business. About 2 years ago, he came out on YouTube and said, I can't do podcasting or videos anymore because I'm so busy with my business. And now he's back to streaming every day on YouTube. And it's like, it's at a certain point, it's time to just admit the writing's on the wall. Like, it's okay.
I mean,
not everything has to be a huge success. We understand.
I mean, he is a comic book expert who doesn't
That's
know what
true.
Amazing Fantasy 15
That's true.
is. So just saying, doesn't know.
Right, exactly. Big Fieldy here with the $7.99 super chat. Thank you again, Big Fieldy. Also, Big Fieldy grabbed one of the I'm Bored shirts, so I feel like it's a good time to shill a little bit more and grab one of your I'm Bored shirts. I want to see the zombies eat Galactus and use the power to invade other realities like in the comics. There's been so many zombie stories in the comics they could have done, but I think this one was made specifically, as I was saying earlier, to showcase the newer characters from phases 4 and 5. Man, what we could
another character in Marvel
Yeah.
Zombies? I know we moved past it. Another character
Right.
I liked, it's sad to see go, Jimmy Woo. Oh, he was fun.
Yeah, very
Yeah.
funny, very funny. Like there was no shortage of like absolutely demolishing.
Yeah.
Like poor Groot and Rocket. Jeez, like
Oh my
I-
God, yeah.
Shit.
But yeah, no, like I do think that's the highlight for me. It's just getting to see all these characters again, like interact. Again, sub in a couple of like bonus characters, like make Carol a bigger part, give Sam Bucky in there. Not to
Mhm.
Avengers 5. That's like my dream lineup of like Sam, Bucky, Carol, Shang-Chi, Kate Bishop, Miss Marvel. Like that's such an awesome lineup.
I will say though, I guess we got our question answered because I've always wondered if Icarus fought Captain Marvel, what the fight would be. Apparently, it's a stalemate. They can't. They're both at the same power level, so neither one of them can beat the other. I guess you've got Superman versus Superwoman, essentially, with those
Yeah.
two. So
We had Thor and Wanda as well, which
yeah.
So I mean,
Right.
Thor lost, but he was also like out of it for like
He held
5
her off
years,
for a while.
so.
He held her.
Yeah.
Lone Wolf the $5 super chat says behind the scenes turns out Wanda wanted Kamala because she wanted her bangles as the Infinity Gauntlet, so it could hold the stones.
Okay.
Is
Well,
that
it wasn't
was that
explained,
confirmed?
so-
I didn't see that anywhere, but
yeah.
I guess it makes sense.
Yeah.
me and Taz were talking about over on our show today, where like we were just throwing out bullshit. We're like, okay, she's one of the only mutants in the MCU. Does she need her like a mutant gene for something? But then we're like, well, Namor is also a mutant, so that doesn't really work. But
the Namor Atlantis stuff was terrifying, by the way.
Oh God, he was awesome.
Very terrifying. Silhouette Animator with the $2 super chat. Imagine if the MCU Midnight Suns canonizes Hellstrom. No, do not canonize that show. There's very few shows that I will not go to bat for, and Humans is one of them, and Hellstrom is the other. And season 1 of Iron Fist. I'll never go to bat for that one. Silhouette Animator with the $2 super chat again. Thank you so much. Celestial powered Agatha versus Infinity Zombie Wanda. Yeah, I would love to see Agatha like doing something in this world.
Yeah.
Like, what would that look like?
I want to see like Daredevil. I think Daredevil would be really interesting. Or Punisher. Would be
actually, I'm kind of surprised. Charlie Cox has been doing tons of stuff. I'm surprised he didn't pop up in there.
This was before,
it was 2020 though, so I'm feeling like that's probably why. Yeah.
So like season 2 would make sense for like some of these characters.
Yeah. All right, let's jump into some James Gunn stuff here. James Gunn on today's characters. Everybody's a fucking anti-hero. Everybody's too fucking cool. The full quote is, what about not being cool? What about being a nice human being to someone? Why is that considered old-fashioned and Pollyanna? I wanted to be Pollyanna. I love the aspect of myself. I believe in the goodness of the human spirit. I think a lot of people that are doing things I don't like, I think they are essentially good people. They just have weird ideas about things, and I think that we can communicate with those people. Maybe I'm naive. I don't know, but that's who I am. Thoughts on this?
This kind of sounds like what he was thinking when he was writing the character of Superman. But I see nothing wrong with what he's saying.
No.
Although I do think, there is a grifter space that I'm sure he's aware of. But overall, yes. I don't know.
It is funny though, because he does write so many like like him himself. The Guardians of the Galaxy are all arguably anti-heroes.
Peacemaker,
Harley Quinn,
Vigilante.
Yeah, so like up until Superman, he kind of exclusively did anti-heroes.
Yeah.
But like I'm happy, like, you know, again, he was only doing these like specific stories, and now that he's head of the whole company, I'm glad he sees it that way as well, of just like, okay, that's cool, but also coolness is also good too. Like I think that's his whole like is, you know, like, am I the real punk rock kind of idea, where it's like, oh, goodness is actually also cool.
Silhouette Animator with the $1 super chat. That he's a positive person. I'm unfortunately not. Okay. Fair enough. Look, I will go out here and say that I think there is a little bit of naivety to what he's saying. Because I do believe there's some people that just want to watch the world burn and they don't give a fuck about anybody else. But that doesn't mean that you have to be like that. Like you can be better than that.
And this is this is art. Like if we create our art with that mindset, then that's the kind of world that we are creating. Like we have to imagine that there is a better tomorrow, or there won't be, I guess, which probably corny as fuck, but like it's kind of the truth as well.
I'm gonna have to pay more attention to these after podcast of the Peacemaker stuff with James Gunn, because he had this to say about the DCU Batman.
Will say, in the same way that was your experience with Batman, that was my experience with Batman too as a kid, because I'm older than you, reading the sort of early 70s Neil Adams Batman comics that were much darker and grittier, and I was like, oh, I like this Batman. You know, I had seen like the sillier Batman, I'd seen the sillier Batman on TV, and I'm like, oh, this is gritty, cool Batman. And that was the thing that made me feel more like, if not an adult, at least a teenager. 8 or 9 years old.
It makes you feel like a little more grown up.
Yeah, and I really liked that about.
All right, so thoughts on that?
It's, again, like, to me, the perfectly balanced Batman I've ever seen in my whole life is Kevin Conroy's Batman.
Yeah.
It's Batman the Animated Series, where, like, it could be fun, and yet it was gritty. There are episodes that I'm like, oh, God, that was surreal to watch. And, again, it's not even showing that much. You know, to me, the image that always stuck in my head is Clayface. Funny enough, because they're showing the movie, when they hold him down, like, all right, you want all this, and they pour it all on him, and it's just a shadow show, and I'm like, oh fuck, that's the closest thing to waterboarding I've seen at a young age as a kid, and like, there's a balance, and I think not you shouldn't make everything too goody and not everything too dark. There's got to be a balance to it. Like for example, in this DCU, the one who should really stick out a lot of like gritty, but should have some hope, inspiration, is Batman. And it's a good counterpoint between him and Superman, who both seek justice, who both believe there's goodness. It's just that they both go about it in different ways, but they're aiming for the same thing. And it's the same thing in Marvel. Like Marvel, perfect example is the X-Men. The X-Men is the most grounded thing. It's an allegory, all this stuff, and then you see stuff like Spider-Man. You see you see Captain America, you see the Avengers and whatnot, that they're more liked and they're not like there's the freaks over there that people's society seems like there has to be a balance of both. DC has that. I mean, Doom Patrol, there's always been the argument Doom Patrol was the OGs, then the X-Men came out and whatnot. It's like there's plenty of space to do all, and I'm glad that he has seen that, like, we should do more good guys and whatnot, and not be afraid to lean into the stuff that people might think campy and whatnot. But don't leave stuff behind. Like again, I love Watchmen a whole lot, and yet I like my hopeful, aspirational stuff just the same. And I can do both. I can take both pieces of art.
I've always said, like, I like a serious Batman in a silly world. Like, I think Batman needs to be on his, like, his, like, little island in his, like, mind a little bit, where, like, I am dark, I am gritty, I have to do this, but then you'll just have, like, the Riddler just, like, racing around Gotham, or you'll have King Shark. Even just, like, the concept of Batman is always a bit silly. He's a man that dresses up like a bat, that lives by himself, and gets orphans and has them. Like, it's silly. It is silly, but you have to treat it as if it's serious, and let him live in this world that's also a little bit silly. I want to see him battle a shark. I want to see him fight a man bat. Like, those things are silly, but I like Batman being serious in the way he takes them down, or he in the way he thinks. I think it's being serious. I think if you, like you said, Kevin Conroy is the template. We have never seen that Batman in live action before. It's never been done, in my opinion. They've never nailed that vibe, and I really... He has said that, like, the animated shows and the movies are his inspiration for all of this. And you can tell that with Superman. Like, Superman was so clearly inspired by the Superman the animated series. So I would not know if that is inspired by Batman the animated series. That would make sense to me.
We got a super chat here from Silhouette Animator. It says, don't be a TJ Kirk, don't hate the world. If anybody's not familiar with TJ Kirk, he was formerly known as the Amazing Atheist, who got a very big following here on YouTube back in the day. Yeah, good luck there. R.L. Morales Jr. says, I like when Batman smiles when he beats people. All right. No comment. Whatever you like, by the way.
Again, like, Homelander. But like, again, like, if Batman, when he, you see him brooding one up, when he would smile, and if it felt really earned, you're like, oh, okay, cool.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. Okay.
He's not, there is still, like, him. There's still some hope in him, even though he needs to look into the darkness, and that's his way of doing justice.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Okay, makes sense there. By the way, before we move on to the next topic, I want to say thank you guys. We already hit the goal in the chat for the Reloaded channel. So these are your options for bonus topics. Here we go. Top 5 best villains in 2000s films. So anything from 2000 to 2009, best villains in those movies. Top 5 worst movies of the 2010s. So anything from 2010 to 2019. Top 5 Netflix original series. So any of Netflix original series over the years that you'd put in your top 5. And top 5 worst 80s movies. So those are the options on the poll. So you guys make sure you vote on that on the Reloaded channel. We have not reached the goal in the Debunks channel. We need 5 super chats of any level over there. So if you want to hit the goal over there, you will be able to select my bonus video next week. Also, We've got over 120 people watching between two channels. So make sure you guys leave a like on the video, whichever channel you're watching on. Make sure you subscribe if you want to participate in the chat and help the channel out a little bit. And leave some emojis in the chat. If you're playing a video game and you only have one hand free because you're playing a video game.
No other reason. No.
Because you're playing a video game, you can drop an emoji in the chat. Lone Wolf says, is Jake not showing up tonight? He didn't say he wasn't. So unless he's decided
TBD.
not to, yeah. I know that 3Dub is not going to be here tonight or Thursday, as far as I know. All right, so here we go. We got our next topic here. This is more James Gunn stuff. The next 2 or 3 things are James Gunn related. James Gunn on differentiating the DCU Batman and the Matt Reeves Batman. I thought this was an interesting comment, so that's why I want to talk about it. One of the weirdest things for me is that big fans are often like, well, listen, I understand this, but normies will never understand this. Casuals will never understand this. But the truth is, guys, you're the ones that don't understand. The casuals always understand. Sorry, James. I'm going to say this is absolutely bullshit. This is not true.
No,
I don't know. I get where you're coming from, and I get where he's coming from. There's points of both sides are valid, because I hope, and I think what he's trying to say, like, I'm not gonna treat the audience as stupid. Now,
but they are.
Now, having said that, I can't believe I'm even saying this, but we live in a society where IQs are dropping. But here's my most take, because again, I think they're talking about, you know, having 2 Batmans. Is that gonna confuse people or not? I say this. Batman is the most up to this point had been the most profitable and only thing that can make DC a lot of money. Okay, let's see if it really has the chops. Roll the dice and put 2 Batman from different universes played by 2 different people and see if it works, and see if people can follow it. You know, like, and hell, this might even, you know, wake up some muscle memories of people being like, oh, okay, there could be 2 different versions of this, and they're telling 2 different stories. Cool, good to know.
Yeah.
Again, try it. Doesn't, you know, why there's no, you know.
Well,
fear.
Darren had some choice words about this too. So what do you think about this?
I mean,
Darren?
yeah. Again, like, I've talked about casual audience shit so much, but like I do wonder, just like, how many casual audiences is James Gunn actually speaking to? Like, I bet he is surrounded by what he maybe deems as casual fans, but are just regular people who love these characters. He's surrounded by, you know, CEO people and, you know, people who love the comic books, and he's surrounded by those people. But no, like, this is, casual audiences don't know what's happening 90% of the time. I've said it previously. I've had people ask me, like, is Michael Keaton and, you know, the new Superman movie, they're the same people that thought, like, the Arrowverse was connected to the DCEU. Same people that, you know, you'll go into a Justice League movie and be like, where's Captain America? Where's Wolverine? Like, they don't. A lot of people do, obviously. There's obviously massive fans of these, but people are so just disconnected with what's going on. We are in the very rare minority of people that are doing this kind of shit, that are going on Twitter and seeing what everyone is saying. And
I think okay, two or 3 points I want to make here. Number one is, we have been confused about the DCU timeline, right?
Yeah.
We have been confused about it because of the fact that James Gunn has said on many occasions that whatever he shows us is canon and whatever isn't is not canon. Yeah. So we don't even know for sure what we're keeping from the DCEU and the DCU at any given time.
Something I've been wondering is, what is the first DCU movie? I mean, obviously,
I would say the Suicide Squad. I would say the Suicide Squad with some things taken out of it. Yeah, probably.
But then, of course, that movie's canon with Suicide Squad, but that doesn't count. And you know, it gets really confusing when you get into the mud real quick.
I mean, what happens if Ben Affleck shows up as Batman? Then you're like, what's the first DCU movie? We don't know. But the other thing is that the internet is undefeated on misinformation. And what I mean by that is, I have seen so many pictures of Robert Pattinson's Batman with David Cornsweet's Superman that have circulated on Twitter and Facebook that the casual audience probably already thinks that these 2 characters exist in the same world.
Mm-hmm.
Which is fair, but I
like there are, like, not casual fans that are convinced this is going to happen, which is fine. It's okay to want that. I'm not blaming them for wanting that. But like when even the hardcore fans are like, no, this is how it's going to be. It's like, how do you expect like non-fans to act? Like they're also going to be like, well, because like, why wouldn't you assume that? There's a new Batman movie, there's a new Superman movie. It would make sense to like, oh, they're clearly connected to each other. It makes sense, but it's not the case. So
I want to interject very quickly because I know Ronan wants to say something, but I want to interject. I can almost guarantee that when I go see the new The Batman movie, there are going to be people wondering if Superman is going to show up in it.
Yeah.
Yep.
And Ronan, you said were you going to respond to Darren's?
Oh no, yeah.
comment?
So I was thinking right now, it's like okay, like sure, yes, absolutely. I'm not saying that those people don't say, yeah, absolutely. But I would do this. Besides just saying like, all right, James, roll the dice and try it, see if it works. And even up to the lead up of when the DCU finally has their Batman, use your showcase podcast. You know, really start pumping it up and marketing, and make your TikTok DC account active, make your Blue Sky DC account active, make your Threads DC account active, and hell, what I would even do, this might even sound corny, it might not even work, but I would say just fuck it, let's just try it because Warner Brothers have money. Make after every new project, have of the podcast, do a stream, and be like, here's an update of where we're at with the DCU. I'm like, this is a new addition to the story, and this is part of DCU, and this is the next DC Elseworld story, and it's like it keeps it up, and keeps people like informed. I'm like, this is what we're doing with the projects, and if you need any information, if you ever get confused, it's bookmarked right here. You can all your questions are solved right here. Just look at this.
I just want to point out that I think, and my third thing is, I think the biggest problem is the casual audience. So what James Gunn is essentially saying here is contrary to his thoughts about homework, right? Because the casual audience, he doesn't want them to have to know everything about everything when they go into a movie. Right. But if you don't know everything about everything, how are you going to know that these are two different Batman? How are you going to know that? You have to at least know a lot about it to understand that it's two different Batman. If you're a casual viewer, say for example, you only watch Batman. That's the only character that you want to go out and watch. You're not going to know anything about the DCU. So when the Matt Reeves Batman movie comes out and you're a casual person that just likes Batman, you're going to go and see that and you're going to remember, hey, the last movie that I saw was the one with Robert Pattinson and, Matt Reeves Batman movie, right? You're going to know that. If the very next Batman movie that comes out is the DCU Batman and you go sit down to watch that, you're going to be like, wait, this isn't another Matt Reeves Batman. This is different. And essentially you would be confused because you're not keeping up with all the other TV shows and movies and stuff like that. So I think there is a little bit of misunderstanding on his part on what homework actually is in the context of this. But to play devil's advocate about this, he might be right that a lot of people might not necessarily know the difference, but they might not care.
Yeah.
Sure. They give a shit. You know what I mean? They go.
I do think there's a little bit of that. I think, and again, that's why, like, I'm not accusing anybody, but like, to me, I don't go about, what's the word? Reporting about a lot of this or making videos every few days because that feels like it's draining.
It is.
And I'm like, I want to be energetic as soon as a new project comes on without, getting tired and be like, day 50 of the DCU. and no, fuck that.
There's some channels that they do, all they do is DCU news, and I can't do that. I
commend them for that. Say, you know what? And I said it, Star Wars is my first love. I commend the channels that are just Star Wars related. I commend them to that. I can't do that, especially right now where I'm at. And even then, let's say I had 100,000 subscribers. And I was making $50,000 a year, like without swinging a bullet. I still wouldn't go out of my way to do a daily thing like that, right. Star Wars related or DC related, because it gets it by the time something new or a next chapter or next installment of something, my energy is drained. It's like watching a movie over and over again for a while. And
that's why I like doing the podcast here, because we can just talk about it in one podcast. I don't have to do like a million videos about it.
And like you look at it now, and like the whole thing of the confusing. I always say this, and like I said, like, give it a try. As long as someone says like, okay, that doesn't look like the same person I had seen the other movie, and the music doesn't sound the same, and it's either shot differently or the tone's off, I think there could be a distinction, and people be like, all right, you know what? I don't like Matt Reeves Batman. I prefer the DCU Batman. Or like, no, I prefer the detective.
But if you're a Batman fan, I feel like you would support anything that Batman
exactly.
does. You know what I mean?
think this would be more for general audiences who are like, okay, well, this is nothing like the last one. Must be a new thing. Must be a separate thing.
Yeah,
I do think that's going to be the challenge. He has to figure out a way for, if he wants the DCU Batman to be concurrent with Matt Reeves, it has to be different, like noteworthy different. It doesn't have to be wildly, but like noteworthy. No,
they could actually have it set up depending on Matt Reeves' like process. Every 2 years we get a Batman movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That might be overkill, but it could happen, or a Bat Family movie of some kind. All right, let's talk about some success here because everybody wants to talk about how flopping it was.
Yeah.
The Superman movie came out on HBO. 13 million people tuned in for it. This is the platform's biggest movie debut in nearly 2 years. And you know what movie it did it? Is Barbie. DC Studios Superman is premiering on HBO Max on Sunday, September 9th, has racked up 13 million global viewers. HBO Max reports that the film had the largest 10-day audience for a pay-one film since December 2023 when Barbie played. So remember when people were saying, oh, the movie sucks, nobody wants to see it, it's a flop. Keep in mind, I said this before, on streaming, for anybody that cares about money, 50 to 100 million extra dollars come out on the streaming movies when they drop now. So this probably added on another, based on these numbers, probably another 50 to 75 million to that box office. On top of that, they're not going to release the numbers. These are all like inside analytics, right? But the basis, like everyone in the industry says that right now, based on what actors are getting in bonuses, the movies are racking in between 50 and 100 million on streaming VOD. So this movie probably now is somewhere in the $700 million ballpark of like money for Warner Brothers.
This is also not a worldwide service too.
Right.
Like you have to think this is pretty sure just in America. Like this is an American streaming service. I have friends in like Ireland and stuff like that don't have access to this. They have to watch these TV shows and stuff in other ways. So this is like probably not even the full calculated thing of how everyone's watching this movie. I bet there's probably several people that like especially with like Peacemaker that were like, well, can't watch Peacemaker. I'm gonna go go down the 7 seas and watch it that way. And like, so I imagine similar thing as with Superman. It's like, oh, it's on streaming now.
There's also people that were out on the pirate ship for this movie. So
I was gonna say, like how many people watched it like that?
Yeah, there was an HD version floating around for free online about a week and a half before.
I mean,
the movie
my
came
understanding
out.
that's probably why they released it a bit earlier than planned because it's already out pretty much.
And like, you know what, like. I know on surface as well that doesn't help the movie, and it's true, it does kind of hurt the movie when people do that, sure. But guess what? Now they're invested for part 2. They're gonna be like, I didn't get to see this on the big screen the first time around, but this time I will, and I'll make sure I'm there in 2027 kind of thing. So
people on streaming go, I love that movie. I can't wait for a sequel. That's what happens with the sequel.
A couple more small Batman or James Gunn Batman things, and then we're gonna move on to the next topic, which is the Peacemaker drama. I really want to talk about that. But it says here, James Gunn on casting Batman, and if the character will be mid to late 30s in The Brave and the Bold. No, I think you have to wait and see the movie. So now he's not saying that it's going to be he's not totally on with like an older Batman, I guess. Some things have changed. Plenty of things are in flux on what his situation is with his parentage and all that stuff. So I wouldn't take any of it. And then he stops. Yeah, I mean, the actor who wants to pause. Listen, first of all, I can't tell you the amount of big actors that have told me they want to be Batman. I think you'd have to have a harder time finding actors who don't want to be Batman.
Yeah.
He's the one character everyone wants to play. That's the truth. I believe that. I believe that a vast majority of actors who want to be a part of the DCU want to be this character.
Absolutely.
And I think that's actually smart. Like, make the audition open. Anyone come in. Anyone come in, play our character.
I think they're going to get swamped.
Sure, but like, see your options, see what you have in store, and maybe they're in their 20s, and you could be like, okay, put some makeup on you. Maybe we'll make you look like in your 30s. I actually think that's actually very smart. Cast someone a bit younger that can.
I want a Bruce Wayne with damage on his forehead and some gold teeth.
Let's get Jared Leto as Batman.
You want beef?
Maybe some lips on his hand. You know?
That is the one thing that would make me walk out on this whole universe. If they cast Jared Leto as Batman, I'm like, all right, I'm done with you. I'm done.
Based on the success of Tron Ares, we've decided to cast Jared Leto as Bruce Wayne.
Dude, Tron Ares looks cool except for fucking Jared Leto.
Could you imagine they come out, they say, we cast Post Malone as Bruce Wayne.
Oh,
so now
God, no.
Oh my gosh, so funny. We did have a super chat over here from Naruto, a $5 super chat. Have you heard the theory that Peacemaker season 2 will set up the story for Superman Man of Tomorrow? That'll be Earth 1 versus Earth X storyline. That's a really good segue into the next topic. So let me drop this down here. I guess I'm not going to worry about pulling up the tweet. They basically removed the dancing emote from Peacemaker from Fortnite because of its ties to the storyline. Yeah. So the emote is gone. They're going to refund people. And they say it's because there's a Donald Duck cartoon with Donald Duck dressed as a Nazi doing that same dance. Have you seen this?
No. Go back to Disney. There's an old Disney animation during the 40s.
No, I think it might be Daffy Duck. I have to double check. It's either Daffy or Donald. Let me double check. Hold on. So I can find it.
I remember I went to go see Inglourious Basterds at the New Beverly, and before they showed some propaganda animation from the 40s, and it was Disney related. I was just like,
Disney has a
awkward.
Let's see.
Oh boy!
Good old Song of the South is a famous one. Just like there. There's a
Guten Tag.
There's a clip. It's not racist or anything, but like there's an old clip of like Mickey Mouse beating up Pluto. And it's like, oh man, oh no.
Bro and Dumbo is.
This is from an account I blocked for spamming, but we're going to show this anyway. So here it is. This is the dance.
What is it? What could the context of this be?
So there's the image of him doing it there. So yeah, they have removed this from the game because of that.
It might be that one.
And yeah,
I mean, I kind of get removing it, but I don't know why they just didn't trim off that segment because there's a lot more to the dance than just
switch it up a little bit.
Well, the issue is people have said they're being hypocritical because they have other controversial people like Kanye West stuff and things like that left in Fortnite. That they didn't take
Oh, really? Oh, well, never mind. Never mind.
So here's my issue. I am seeing people. We talked about this a little bit on Thursday, and since it's Monday, I'm assuming anybody that wanted to watch it by now has watched it because it's been several days. But since we now have the reveal that it's Earth X and that this is a Nazi fascist world that they exist in, I think this kind of begs the question about what the next step is to sort of show how the atrocities of this world are bad, because I've seen people going, oh, look, it's a clean world. Everybody's getting along. Everyone's going out to Applebee's and having food. And there's no crime. There's nobody on the streets. Like, he did a really good job of showing why Chris wants to be in this world, but he hasn't done a good job of showing why this world isn't good. We have the Sons of Liberty. That's the first little, like, signal that something is wrong. But I will be so fucking pissed. I'm going to say this right now, and I made a video about it earlier today. I'm going to be so pissed if we leave Earth X without actually showing why Earth X is bad, and just assuming that people, assuming in 2025, the white supremacists and fascists and Nazis are just going to understand why.
I mean, we already saw how the crowd was going after Ad. So, I mean, I think it's fairly clear we're going to see what's going on through her eyes, probably.
We have to do world building next week. We have to do this stuff. And, like, you know, we were talking over on Rodin's channel, and like, I didn't really even think about it until, like, someone pointed it out over there, where they're like, the world would fundamentally be a different place. This is not what a world without these group of peoples would look like. Culture would be different. Music would be different. How we talk, how we view the world would be different.
That's the thing. We haven't really developed this world too much. We've just seen it kind of through Peacemaker.
Because we didn't know. We didn't know until the very end of last week's episode, for sure.
Well, and I'll be honest, I've been waiting for the other shoe to drop. I was figuring it'd be something like this.
Again, the only other
a little sus. Everything's
the only other clue could be the Bloodhaven thing. I was like, okay, are we gonna go to Bloodhaven and spend time there and see what's up there? Because that
I have a theory.
That's where everybody's riled up. That those who are people of color are riled up, and like I think I told Darren that like these next 2 episodes they better be 45 minutes and up. Without credits.
I hope they're an hour long.
So I have a theory, right? So my first theory is that whoever's in charge of the Sons of Liberty is going to be someone we know.
Yes.
I don't know who that is yet.
Mm-hmm.
Could it be Rick Flag Sr.?
I think so.
I don't know. It's going to be someone we know.
That's true. We haven't seen him in this universe yet.
We don't know what
John Economos.
Right. I was going to say we haven't seen the other Economos yet either. We haven't seen ads yet. We don't know about ads. I have a theory though.
There'll be Tim Meadows.
I think that ads is going to get caught, taken to Bloodhaven, and she's going to see someone else we know, possibly her ex-girlfriend, who is going to inform her that she is dead on this earth and that there is no her because she was killed on this earth.
Yeah.
That's what I think is going to happen. Or she's going to run into herself and she's going to find out how things are bad. But I think it's going to hit harder because keep in mind, the storyline with her and her ex has not been resolved yet.
No.
Yeah.
So this would be a good opportunity to sort of play around with that a little bit from this alt world.
Yeah.
Secondly, or thirdly, I guess, if we, oh my God, this is stressing me out. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
If we leave Earth X without saving these people,
yes,
fuck all.
Yes.
Yeah, like that. Like,
You're right.
It would feel like it would feel like a cop out. Like I'm just like have an impact. Like let's just we can't do if Chris really wants to do some good and wants to be taken serious as a hero.
Yeah.
Like Sam Wilson would say, do the work.
Yeah.
I'm really hoping, man. And again, unlike Alien Earth, please don't end it on a cliffhanger. Like,
I think we're 100% going to get a big cliffhanger now based on what we're getting.
Yeah.
I think we're 100% going to get a big cliffhanger.
I don't know if it'll be a huge one, but yeah, I feel like we're definitely going to get a cliffhanger.
So if we don't fix things on Earth X now, that could be who was it that said that? Was it it was Doritos' comment. If we don't stop Earth X in Peacemaker, it's going to be the storyline for Man of Tomorrow.
Yep.
It's going to be 100%.
If that's
I'm
the
pretty
case,
sure James Gunn said that's not the case. I'm pretty sure he said it ends this season.
Well,
but he does.
I get it, James. But you also said, wait, Eric. Can we talk spoilers or no?
Yeah.
Okay. And he also said that GI Robot is not going to be in season 2 of Peacemaker.
Yeah. So right here, Big Fieldy with the $2.99 super chat says, "All I want is a GI Robot
Unless
live action."
it does carry over to next season, like if that or another project, they could be saving that. Again, I hope that's not the case because, like, so far, like what they've done with Lex, I don't think that's homework yet. I don't think that's a thing. What they've been saying, I think you can.
Yeah, because Reed says no homework, but it's homework now. Yeah, I mean, I feel like we're reaching that point if it ends up being what I think it's going to be. We don't, not yet, but it's getting there.
Yeah, I am.
But
I
if
am a
we
little...
go ahead, Darren.
Okay.
There you go.
I was just going to say, like, I am a little concerned about these next couple because I need them to take it a little bit more seriously than they have this season so far.
There's a 0% chance. There's a 0% chance that Earth X doesn't have other heroes besides the top trio. 0% chance.
Earth X is one of the darkest storylines DC could do, especially the way they're doing it right now.
They might not have a Superman, but they definitely have other heroes. They definitely have other heroes over there. I would be very shocked if the only 3 heroes we have are the top trio.
Yeah.
Right.
Either heroes are in cages or they are Nazis, and both are dark as hell.
Right.
Yeah.
So my issue is if we establish this is an Earth where people are being locked up and genocided, and our heroes don't fix that problem, that's a fucking issue for me.
Yes, 100%.
That's an issue for me. I will totally. I will talk shit about this season at the end if we do not either set up some way to resolve this or resolve it. We have to be either 1 foot on the pedal to resolving it, or because if we walk away, if they escape and they leave all of these people on Earth X locked up in cages, it is a fucking problem for me. Full stop.
And we can't really escape going, phew, we dodged that bullet. It's like, no. Like that feels very like first draft. issues that like you work on a second, third draft to fix. And again, first make sure the character stuff that we've worked on that has worked this season thus far, you bookend that. You don't wait till the next movie or the next show to resolve that. You bookended it right here. Plot wise, you either close it here or you and again, even just saying it leading up, it's just like you set the breadcrumbs of like, okay, this is gonna be fully discussed and like engaged in something else. Like I really, it's tricky, man. 2 episodes left, and
that's what I'm saying. Look. So Jalen here says, I mean, I don't know how they really fix Earth X in a huge way. That's my issue.
Yeah,
you established this story now, and either we address it in Peacemaker or it sticks around and we address it in Man of Tomorrow. That's the only way this works.
I think Man of Tomorrow is more likely than resolving it now, because especially the pace of this season. As much as I've enjoyed it,
we just got the reveal. We just got the reveal.
Yeah.
And then I look at episode like 4 and 5, and then I get mad. We didn't do shit. We didn't do anything. We literally had an episode where we stall. If I end the season and I'm like, this either feels rushed or
I couldn't even write an ending for this in 2 episodes in my mind.
Yeah,
I couldn't.
The last episode felt like a mid-season finale, or like.
Watch, it'll be a twist. It's actually a 26 episode season.
Yeah. And like they, like I could even say like, okay, just don't do anything with these characters and just have this be season 3, and I would be okay with that. But they said that next time we see these characters will be in another person's series, so that tells me that's not the case. But like I will say, like I've been thinking a lot about what the Arrowverse did over on Earth X a lot this week, and how beautiful they wrote that in terms of how they wrapped it up. It's like, okay, you took out all the like leaders of this regime, and you kind of end it being like, hey, are you going to be able to handle this now that you've taken out all of their pillars? And they're like, yes, now that they're gone, we can try and convert the world back into what we think is right. Perfect way to do that in like a 4-hour storyline. But like, again, you did that episode 1, you had 4 hours to tell that story. At most 2 hours left to tell the story. At the most. And let's be honest, it's probably going to be more like an hour and a half, if that.
Yeah, I feel like the way that a lot of the episodes this season have been, it's going to be like hour 10 minutes, hour 20, hour 10 minutes.
So Naruto comes in with a $5 super chat, and he responds with saying, I said on Darren's stream earlier, I think Peacemaker from Earth X is going to end up being a double agent for the Sons of Liberty. I don't think so.
No, because of Rick Flags Jr.
Well, he's dead.
I can see that.
Yes, because I think Vigilante on Earth X clearly states that Peacemaker, because he is. I think Vigilante is connected to Sons of Liberty.
Yeah.
So if Peacemaker were a double
Right.
agent, I think that he would know, right?
Yeah.
I think we're going to not know. This is my theory about Vigilante. I don't think we're going to know which Vigilante ends up coming back with our team.
That's interesting.
I think we're going to see. I think that scene we saw where Vigilante was talking to himself, and they kind of freaked out about the whole Peacemaker thing. I think the next time we see Vigilante, he's going to be by himself. He's going to say, "I went to see my other version, and this is what he had to say." And we're never going to get a resolution to that. And we might find out next season that it's not the same Vigilante.
It's going to end up being like Alien Covenant.
I'm not gonna lie, I hate that idea,
yeah.
But I could see him doing it. I'm just frustrated when they do crap like that.
I think they will, because that'll be a way for them to like continue like this. Because think about it, Adrian has been treated like shit pretty much all this season, except for last episode when he got more to do. Outside of that, he's been kind of nothing. So we'll see. But I really feel like we don't have enough time left to resolve every single thing that's been established this season.
Yeah.
So we're going to have some stuff that doesn't get fixed. And the one thing that I think needs to be fixed is the Earth X shit. Or again, halfway, like you need to explain to me that something is happening. I don't, because remember with Fantastic Four, the theories where they were going to leave their Earth and like let everybody die and stuff. And then after I saw the movie, I'm like, that would have been awful. Like they could never do that. That doesn't make any sense, because then they basically forfeit their hero status by running away from that, right? I would feel the same way about Team Peacemaker, honestly.
At the very least, the minimum I would take if they don't resolve this is level the playing ground on Earth X. Like, okay, everybody's been caged up. You see a shot of them breaking chains or destroying the cages. Very like Temple of Doomish.
They have to get all of them out. Yeah.
Like, all right, everybody's rising up and they're gonna fight, for to their freedom and whatnot. And the whole thing of like, maybe this might shatter the doorway, and it's them like, listen, you helped us, give us a chance to fight fascism. Go home. You all need to go home. And like, that's the only way I could be like, okay, they at least help them to level the playing field.
Yeah.
Listen, they're going to encounter ads from on Earth X. The way you're going to tell her is because she's going to have a goatee. They're able to influence her and tell her, hey, you got to change things. You got to change.
Somebody brought up something about Harcourt, that in the comics, she actually has power. She's a meta in the comics.
Ooh.
Oh.
She dies and gets resurrected with a special Argus serum of Lazarus liquid.
Jane!
Which gives her like light-based powers. She can do energy projection and
Dazzler.
She's got like super strength and stuff like that. So she's kind of like a amalgamation of stuff. So this could be an opportunity for them to do that storyline as well.
Yeah.
Somehow with her and the alt Harcourt.
Cool.
We do know that we see them running away through the quantum unfolding chamber. We know that. We saw it in a trailer. I am going to be so angry if we leave Earth X, and I'm going to leave it with this. If we leave Earth X and we think that's enough to show, they ran away because it was a Nazi Earth. Great.
Yeah.
So you left everybody there
on
a Nazi Earth to be oppressed by this government.
Especially if like the arc is like Peacemaker trying to be a hero. Which is like one of the reasons I actually kind of like Naruto's theory a little bit. I'm not convinced that's what they're doing, but like there is kind of this cool idea of like he killed the main hero, like the one singular hero that was standing up against this regime, and like they have to be like, you killed our only hope, and you have to stay and help us deal with this. Like this
that would be ballsy.
Like that would be cool as hell. Like they were like about to go home, and he's like, guys, we can't. I did this to them. I gotta stay. You guys can go, but I have to stay. That'd be a cool way to end the season.
That would be a good way to end the season. I was just thinking
that'd be awesome.
Gets away, and then Peacemaker says, "No, I gotta fix this," and stays.
Yeah, that'd be great. Like, again, if season 3 is about this, but they've said like James Gunn says, I don't know if we're doing a season 3. I'm not sure if that's the direction we're going. Of course, that could be bullshit. He could be pulling our strings to not make us go on that track. I don't know.
Never lie.
Casey says Earth X Peacemaker was probably bi and couldn't deal with it. I mean, if he's the same character, he would be bi or pansexual because that's what he was shown to be in the.
There's the vigilante line where it's like, my dad,
But it gets even darker when Adrian walks down the hallway and says, "I guess my dad's not gay in this universe." No, it's not that he's not gay. It's that if he came out, he would be locked up in blood haven.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Like these things need to be addressed in the fucking show.
Yeah. And like, how do you fix this in like one day?
Exactly.
You can't. This is like generational. You have to take out everybody, right? This isn't like, oh, let's just teach them how to be better. This is how they have lived their entire. They know nothing else. This is all they know.
Because it would have been established during World War II, which means that it's been generational. You're right.
80 years.
Yeah, it's like it would be like someone coming in here and being like, "Hey, it's wrong to breathe air." We're like, what? No, that's how we live. That's all we know. You can't someone can't just tell.
Because think about this:
how to live.
First, you would have to establish. This is why it's hard to do this in 2 hours. You would have to establish the resistance. Who is on this earth that knows this is wrong, that is actually doing something about it. You have to establish that. Secondly, what do you do with all of the people, especially the really young kids who have been raised this way, that haven't had the opportunity to learn that it's wrong?
Yeah.
That's what you're saying, Darren, right? So that we got that. Then all the people who have gone along with it because they were afraid of what would happen if they spoke out and said anything about this. These are a lot of very heavy topics that I don't know if we can cover in 2 hours of Peacemaker.
I agree.
Now, we could do a fifth dimensional imp thing where he just snaps his fingers and the world is now fixed. You know what I mean?
God.
Like, again, the only way you can really close it off and bring some hope is if they do pull the Superman cameo, and the DC's cameo. Superman comes and helps Peacemaker.
I mean, I was just gonna say, I feel like a Superman cameo is not out of the question. I mean, we did just get a cameo in the last episode.
Feather Guardian, I disagree. I think if you're going to build a story around a Nazi Earth, you have to think about all of the stuff that's included in that. Like the people that have been treated this way all their lives, the oppression from the government, the people that are locked up. If you're going to slam a hammer down on that, like James Gunn has done, and said, look, here's the American flag with a Nazi symbol on it. If you're going to go that far in your show, you have to think about all of these things. You have to. It's not a quick, simple, like Nazis are bad and we're just going to walk away from this planet and leave everybody locked up. You can't do that. You cannot. Not in 2025.
I'll say this: if James does want to do the whole thing of oh my god, so talking it out or like telling no, this is not the way to do things. You do that with his brother and his dad. That's like there's enough right there of middle ground with Chris of like try to reach your dad and your brother and let them know like yes, I killed your this world's son and this world's brother, but I am your brother, I am your son.
I mean, I don't know about his brother, but if his dad's anything like the regular dad, I would say he's unreachable.
At least the brother, I would say at least give the brother, because for those who don't know, in the comics, go look up Peacemaker's dad. There's literally panels telling you, oh yeah, this is who Chris's dad was back in the day.
Well,
worse.
I would say if they establish some sort of resistance to help the resistance fight back on this world, and they put in the work for that, that's enough for me to go, okay, they attempted to, right? They attempted to do it. But if they leave that Earth with people locked up and no help whatsoever, like we're not going to come back and help you, we're just going to seal the door and run away from this forever, that's not good for me. It's not good.
I agree.
Unless
they're like,
unless
they're like pushed out, I guess. Like it's like they don't leave willingly. They're like pushed through a portal and they can't.
Yes. Yeah. So if that world kicks them out on purpose and they get locked out because they're just trying to escape from the people that have their back against the door or something, that's fine. But I hate to say this, that's still not good, because we need to see what the underbelly is, what the other shoe is dropping on Earth X. We have to see it. We need to see it. It is 2025. If James Gunn does not show, hey, there's black people and gay people and trans people and all these other marginalized people locked up in this cell doing hard labor for existing, if we don't show that, then fuck this story.
Yeah, I agree. And like, especially like with, I know this has been a big piece of like controversy this week, but like there are parallels to our real world right now. There simply are. And like, I do think it has to be a message of you can't be quiet. You can't just leave your problems alone. You have to fight for what you believe in. You have to fight up against it or it will take over. And I think that is very, very important.
Bob was trying to get in the middle of the frame there.
Yeah, all of a sudden I'm like, wow, I'm covered by chat.
And I think like this season thus far, what I've learned is that Chris is not afraid to show his feelings and let the people he really cares about, like how much he cares them, even if they're broken, even if they've done bad stuff. Like the whole thing with Emilia, that scene, I'm like, okay, cool. I've learned that Chris has grown a lot emotionally.
Yeah.
Now, the superhero side, do you really want to be a superhero? Because guess what? Sometimes superheroes, they don't get to go home. And sadly, in more realistic, and not even realistic, but the heart of the truth is that as a superhero, you can't save everybody.
Right. True. I do want to point out that the only the bright spot for me on this possibly being resolved in a meaningful way is I think we reached the Harcourt and Smith resolution in the last episode. Like the two of them finally cleared the air on everything. So I don't think we're going to be dealing with that for the remaining 2 episodes. So that's a good thing. Right. So maybe there's more time for it. Like let's do some super chats quickly here. Cameron here with the $5 super chat. I got this from someone else. He said you need the first 5 episodes because Peacemaker needs a reason why he needs to stay in his universe. Yeah, I agree with that. But 2 of those episodes were very short. Like they could have been longer or combined. There was a lot of filler in the middle of the season.
Yeah.
They could have been there could have been an additional episode at an hour, considering they had 2 or 3 episodes at a half hour.
Yeah,
I mean, just to make a lot of sense to me.
For the podcast, I split up 4 and 4 because usually I cut it in the middle. And for the first 4 episodes, our review was basically enjoying it, but still waiting for something to happen.
Yeah. Lone Wolf with the $2 super chat. Save people, then seal the door on them. There's no way to save everybody though. That's the dilemma here, right? So where they are right now, they could definitely let people out of that jail, but then if you leave them there, they're just going to get locked up again.
Yeah.
Right. So
and then it's like, okay, do we kill the Nazis? But then that leaves like, okay, but which ones? And how many? Like, what about the children?
There's far too many
Yeah.
nuanced ways to handle this that I think we can handle realistically in 2 episodes, unless magic is involved. They talked about the imps or whatever. I have a feeling the imps are going to be very important to fixing the problem. Well, they spent a lot of time talking about it in that one episode where they were like, they had to kill the imps. I think the imps, ironically, I think the imps might be the key to fixing this world, like a magical way to fixing the world.
I don't think it's an imp.
I mean,
here's where my thought though is like, we did give Eagly all this new power all of a sudden. I would not be shocked if they try to do some,
the Prime Eagle thing or whatever.
Yeah, he like solves the world.
You keep saying it's a big important thing, which I'm like.
But I don't like that either, because that is such an unrealistic expectation. Where like, oh, there's bad things in the world, magic, we'll just solve it away. Like this isn't like evil unicorns or giant elves. The racism is real. It's a real, genuine issue. And we don't have
what if Eagly stays behind as like the savior of this planet,
the guardian of the?
He is the Prime Eagle. He is the...
Messy.
I'm thinking more stuff like right now. I'm like, you know what? I really would want to see Chris's brother meet Leota and talk.
Oh no!
Because he was saying, the whole thing, black. Like, I really wanted to have a conversation, and maybe Keith can like figure out like, wait, like you helped my brother killed me in your universe, and he felt so much guilt, but you're the one that helped him bring him back. You helped him like mature and whatnot, and then like find some solution of like, okay, maybe I should try something new, and like maybe like again the whole push thing, like that they lead a resistance, it levels the playing field, but Keith stays behind and tells Chris, you got to go home. We can't be together. We can't.
I have a theory. Follow me on this crazy fucking theory here. Okay, follow me for a second. I know it's going to sound weird for a moment, but follow me here. So in the comment section, Feather says Eagly is the reason why Chris found that door in the first place, right? We know that for sure. He was knocking on the door. Okay. What if Tim Meadows' character is from Earth X, and his bird blindness is something that everybody on that planet suffers from, and he escaped from there because of that reason, because he was trying to get away from Earth X. So he comes from that other Earth, right? Follow me here with this. And Eagly will be able to defeat everyone over there because none of them can tell what kind of bird it is. because the eagle's not anywhere. Even his brother acted weird about the bird on the bed. He's like, that's weird or whatever, because it's an eagle, man, or something like that. He responded with that. So what if everybody on Earth X is bird blind and that becomes a plot device?
Can I that reminds me a little bit. Again, I can't believe I'm gonna mention this. It reminds me of the Marvels when the third act they use, how do we get everybody out of this station? It's gonna blow up. Okay, everybody get eaten by cats, and we'll get you out. Right. It reminds me of that. I'm like, oh, that is weird. What the fuck?
That's a fun theory for sure. But
I will say they did the legwork to set that up, but I don't think I like that at all.
I'm not a fan of the legwork.
I think this is too serious of a
exactly. Yeah.
Like this is a story about racism. I don't know if I want like magic.
Well, I don't think it's. I hate to burst everybody's bubble. I don't think it's going to be taken as seriously as we want it to be taken.
That's my fear.
Everybody knows racists are bird blind. Everybody knows. It's just
I'm really like feeling for like James of like these next 2 weeks. I'm like, James, if you really take a piss out of this storyline,
there needs to be a balance.
You are gonna feel the blowback from people that like are in some way justified to get the blowback, and I'm like, James, please don't. This is not the Titanic. Like, you see the iceberg. Get away from the iceberg. Like, please, like for once, don't rely on fart jokes. Don't rely on the yuck yucks. Like, get the cojones and just like like the quote Star-Lord, give a shit.
I'll slightly kind of on topic, but I'll just say this: the Tim Meadows character has grown on me a bit in the past couple episodes.
I agree.
I'm actually like okay with him. Okay.
I think episodes, we didn't get them this week, but episodes 4 and 5, weirdly enough, where I was like,
yeah,
they actually gave him some substance. Like I was
James Gunn said that scene was about 4 minutes longer and they cut it. Where he's in the office with Rick Flag Sr.
Yeah.
They said there's a lot more in that scene that got cut.
No, that moment where Economos books him and Tim Meadows' character says,
Great
good
scene.
job.
Yeah.
I was like, just that great one moment. I was like, fuck yeah, dude.
They're writing those jokes a bit better too, because I think my problem was like there wasn't any substance and these jokes would last too long. They're grounding him as a character. They're actually giving him something, and these jokes aren't too long either. Like they're these little one-off things, and like that scene where he's sitting down, it's like, okay, it's like a 10-second scene, and then it's over. They don't land on it. They don't spend too much time on it. Exactly how it should be done. And again, I don't know what happened in between the first couple on these, because I think they could have.
Right.
Honestly, I think a lot could have been cut.
Harrison says, ever since Chris called him Shaft, was it? He's been having a face start. Yeah, 100%. Tim Meadows is gold. I agree. I think he's really grown on me.
I love Tim Meadows.
All right, we got 2 more topics here. I've made an executive decision since we're missing like around 3 people from the panel. We're not going to do a bonus topic tonight.
Okay.
Because I know that Jake wanted to participate in one of the ones that we were going to do tonight, and 3Dub wanted to participate in one of the ones we wanted to do tonight. So because of that, we're just going to pause them and we will bring them back next stream. Or I will ask in the chat preemptively if anybody cares if we do these or whatever. Lone Wolf with $2 super chat here says, thoughts on X-Men 97 season 2 being much darker. Bring it on.
I mean, they were leaning towards the Apocalypse storyline, maybe Age of Apocalypse, and I'm down.
I don't know if I believe them.
You don't think so?
I think it's gonna be dark. I don't know how you top episode 5.
Yeah.
Episode 5 is one of the darkest episodes of TV I have ever seen in my life.
One of the best and darkest. Yeah.
It might be one of my favorite.
Well, I mean, I would argue it's not even all dark until like the last 5 minutes where it just goes catastrophic.
Well, it switches it up on you because it says, oh, hey, this is great. Look at this place. And then we even get Ace of Base. We get an Ace of Base song in there.
Yes, we
and
do.
Then at the end, it's like, oh, everyone's getting killed.
When you cut to the Avengers Mansion and they are watching it on the TV, paralleling 9/11, and then you cut to black with Rogue being like, I can't feel you. I've never felt that way in TV in my life. I have never felt that much sorrow. And we had no spoilers for it. I didn't know what was we had no prep for it at all. I was like, what the hell did I just watch?
That episode is so good because even when we weren't in that sphere, we were in that mansion and it was just soap opera. It was like Scott is being interviewed and he blows up on the interviewer. Madeline Pryor Jean kisses Logan, and Beast is being interviewed, and it's all this shit. And then we flip on the other side, and it's madness. It's just oh man. So I you know what, bring it on. I was just go for it. But if we feel something's off with the writing or just the vibe, we're gonna feel it, because season 1 was something that it was palpable, and then season 2 we're gonna notice easily, sadly.
There's that line, that episode that sticks with me where it's your heart might beat for me, but I can't feel it. It's oh man.
Yeah,
that episode's so good. God.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. We got another super chat.
I couldn't sleep that night, dude. I remember that. I was I couldn't sleep. Even when I was editing, I'm I can't sleep. I can't.
The whole day I just watched reaction videos on repeat because I had to just keep reliving it.
Yeah.
We got a $2 super chat from Lone Wolf. Have you seen the teaser for the next episode yet? No, and I'm not watching any teasers for anything for Peacemaker for the remaining 2 episodes. I want to be as surprised as possible about what's going to happen. And guys, I'm saying this right now. In 2 weeks, when we get the finale, if they don't resolve this storyline in a way that makes sense for me, I'm going to be very hard on the show. I just want you guys to be aware.
But I'm also trying to set my expectations because I don't want to. The last thing I want to do is crash out on live stream. I don't want to do that for me. And I want to set my expectations, but also not be looking at through like pink lenses. I don't want to just be like, okay, this is DCU, and I just have to go with it. I'm like, no, I'm not gonna like fully hate it and say the DCU is over, but also I'm not gonna be like,
well,
like,
that's
no, there's
I'm just setting my own expectations. My expectation is like, I just want them to give me some sort of indication they're going to resolve the storyline in a way that treats it with the respect that I think the storyline deserves, because it is a heavy storyline. That doesn't mean I'm going to give the season a 0 out of 10. Like, I'm not going to say that, but I will be very disappointed if James doesn't stick the landing on this one.
We'll have to see what they do, because I feel like part of the issue and why it concerns me is I feel like so much this season has been kind of like procrastinating. I was kind of expecting I was expecting the shoe on this universe to drop like episode 3 or 4.
Yes,
like somebody to reveal, oh, this is what's wrong with this universe.
What were the 2 short episodes that could have been combined together? Was it 4 and 5? Yeah, 4 and 5. So 4 and 5 could have been combined, and then by 6 we could have already done the reveal.
6, 7, 8, 9. That's 4 episodes you could have spent here. Yeah,
for sure.
And like, I am a little scared because I do think I think the way James Gunn has been hyping these final 3 up is a little concerning. I do think people are expecting Avengers Endgame, where it's like, okay, Superman and Blue Beetle and Creature Commandos.
I don't think it's going to be that.
Like,
that's definitely not what I'm. That's definitely not.
I think there's one more cameo somewhere, and that's it. I don't think we're doing all. Like, I think people are expecting like Justice League and JSA and the Flash. It's like, guys, we got to settle down. It's not going to be all that.
We have Jake arriving.
I was about to say, if we have a Bloodhaven, I always call it Bloodhaven.
I just realized we just had a question about X-Men, and then Jake shows up.
If we do that, what are the chances we're going to get Nightwing?
Well, a lot of people were talking about Nightwing, but so here's my issue. This is what I think. I don't think they want to introduce any Nazi versions of heroes that they have not introduced already in the DCU. So I don't think we're going to get a Nightwing that would be evil. If we get a Nightwing, it's going to be one that's against.
It's going to be our Nightwing.
Yeah, it'll be against what's happening on Earth X.
Listen, I already had this. I had to suffer through injustice already. Can we not do an evil Nightwing, please?
I was about to say
Chris O'Donnell as Dick Grayson.
I was about to say, well, if they bring back one of the other ones, I was actually thinking the Titans one, but yeah.
Yeah. We had another $2 super chat from Cameron here. Don't forget Minotaur. No, I'm not going to forget it. It's bookmarked. We will talk about it, but I want to get through all of our main topics first before we do that, because we do have a couple more things that I want to talk about. So here's a video clip. This is from a while ago, but somebody sent it to me and they're like, can you take a look at this? And I watched it and I was like, holy shit. So this is from a podcast called Pardon My Take, right? Okay, it's from Barstool Sports, Dave Portnoy, which is a lot of toxic hypermasculinity type stuff. So they had, this is John Cena obviously promoting Peacemaker, and he's talking with these guys. And what was that, Jake?
I said where?
You don't see it? Oh, never mind.
No, I don't.
Never mind. John Cena promoting Peacemaker, and these guys are trying to do the normal, like, immature type shit that these guys typically do. And John Cena, for once, is like the adult in the room, and it's really funny. So let's watch this clip. I think it's hilarious. It's hilarious because it, like, these guys immediately change their opinion. Like, it's crazy. Here we go.
People don't know. There was just one of those stupid internet rumors that John Cena died from COVID.
Was there a small part of you that wanted to just kind of go along with it for a day?
What and where is the good in that?
I guess
people would just be like,
John
man,
Cena. I love John Cena. He's such a great guy.
Remember that time? People would share anecdotes. Guy would have tweeted, remember that time John Cena wanted to fuck my belly button? Man, I miss that guy.
I know you guys are trying to have some fun. I just lost a really close friend 2 days ago.
Oh shit.
And, no, that's cool. So when I say something like that and you take the smile off your face, loss is a really tough thing. I don't think, especially at this point, at any point, the fragile nature of human life is a headline to grab. So I know what you're trying to do. I can't fault you for trying, but in taking a moment to reflect on the passing of a good close friend of mine, man, I see things from a completely different perspective. I just don't think that's the right avenue for me to go down. But I'm just saying, in this case, right now, here, that's just not a path I want to go down. I hear you. It's just not a path I want to go down.
I'm not funny anyway, so I won't even try to go down that route.
Yeah, that was
shut them up real quick.
Yeah.
Kudos to John Cena for having
well
the
done.
character and like be like high schoolers.
He took control of that
Chill.
situation.
Yeah.
He
Perfect.
knew when to put his foot down.
Yeah, and the reason why I wanted to share that clip is because this is what I need them to do with this storyline on Peacemaker season 2. I need them to handle it with that same level of adult in the room as John Cena just did. I'm worried, but I do have faith in the process. I think we're going to get something really good.
We'll see.
So I hope that ends up happening.
Even when I've been concerned, I'll be honest, like James Gunn, when it comes to comic book stuff, kind of bad and 100% at this point. So we just got to see. Yeah.
All right. So this is one of the other topics I had here. We're just going to follow up on this. Might be the last time we talk about it unless something major happens. But Sinclair and Nexstar bit the knee, and they're letting Jimmy Kimmel come back after like 3 or 4 days of not showing the show because Disney was like, if you don't want to show Jimmy Kimmel, you're not going to show anything we have, including football, and it's football season. So they were like, oh, never mind, we're going to show Jimmy Kimmel. So they both were like, we're going to do it. We're gonna show Jimmy Kimmel,
the King of the North.
They also stole those ratings. Like the ratings were
they lost those ratings. They made nothing off of that.
Wait a minute.
Nothing off of those.
Wait a minute. So if you go woke, you don't go, bro.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah, I don't know. I guess not.
I mean, it kind of shows like they weren't doing it because they thought was like Jimmy Kimmel was like unethical or something. They're doing it just to, like it's the same fucking grift. It's frustrating. It's like oh, we're so offended, so we're going to boycott Jimmy Kimmel. And now all MAGA.
They're 2 for 2 now.
Right,
2 for 2 now.
They lost. I think it was like in one day, Disney and ESPN and everybody lost 1.7 million accounts in one day when this happened, and that doesn't count like all the other people that are still unsubscribing at this point from them. But here's the issue, right? So this is why no one on the other side of this is bragging about it anymore. This is a massive fucking L for them.
Yeah.
Massive L, because Donald Trump and the FCC wanted this to happen. They wanted Jimmy Kimmel to be gone 100%. They talked shit about Disney. They talked shit about all these stations that were doing this. They did all this huffing and puffing and all this other bullshit. We're going to take them to court, whatever. They brought them back. And now all of the rich shareholders want an investigation into the chain of events that led to Jimmy Kimmel being taken off the air because they lost a bunch of fucking money when the show came back, and Nexstar and Sinclair did not air it because a lot of people watched that clip on YouTube, meaning the investors got none of that money.
Yep.
I don't know why I keep going. Oh, go ahead then, please.
I was just gonna say, like, there's a group of people that are like on the like, oh, this was all a stunt. This was all just to get more ratings. Like, they didn't get any of that shit. Like, that only hurts the company. Why would they do that? Yeah.
And as much as I hate what Disney did, Disney actually isn't the villain in this now. Like, they're the ones that forced. Well, they're not.
Argue they started the villain, but
they were part of the problem in the beginning. But they're the ones that stood back up and said, "We're not going to let them tell us what to do because of capitalism." But they still did it, and they forced the hand here. So this has been a big issue. So now Brendan Carr and the FCC have been very fucking quiet about this since this happened, because they know it was a free speech violation. They know they fucked up, and now they're walking with their heads hanging because capitalism beat them. They got beat by their own system.
I mean, the whole thing's kind of gives me a little bit of hope, because, like, you know, the whole thing was like, if they could take down Jimmy Kimmel, then lots of people are up for it.
That's what they wanted, though. People want to talk shit about, like, oh, Jimmy Kimmel wasn't anybody. Jimmy Kimmel was big enough that if they would have succeeded with this, we would have seen other shows getting taken off the air. 100%.
The day he got suspended, people were already protesting outside the studio.
Actors, writers, directors, like these are the shareholders. This is why, look, this is this is a moment for me where I'm like, you know what? There might be light at the end of the tunnel here because we have shareholders. The shareholders are saying we're not going to deal with this. This means the likelihood of this happening again is very slim because they don't want to have this happen again to another company. This is going to be bad. This would be bad for Warner Brothers. If this happened to Warner Brothers and they lost almost 2 million subscribers in a 24-hour period, that would be fucking bad for them. This is bad for this is bad for everybody in the country in terms of everything. Whether you're a very rich person or you're the little person on the other end of the screen just watching this entertainment, this would have been very bad. And this is a W for free speech.
Yeah,
a huge W for free speech.
I really love his line. One of his lines during his like opening monologue, and I don't love everything that was said there, but like there's a line, and I don't know word for word, but it's like, I'm glad we got this resolved, not because I'm important or like I'm, someone. It's good that America has a place for a show like this. Because if not, like, what's the point?
Yeah,
and like the fact that I am allowed to be on here.
Look, if somebody gets removed from a platform or a company decides they don't want to work with somebody because it's within their contract or whatever reason, there's very, very little that you can do legally because a lot of that stuff is protected in contracts, right? When the government steps in and says, we don't want you to talk negatively about the government, that is the definition of free speech. That is literally what free speech is. Yeah. So if this would have happened, I cannot stress how bad it would have been. So I'm so glad that boycotting and democracy won on this one and that it was a huge W. And the chance of this happening again is going to be far down the road. We're going to have to wait forever because now these corporations are not going to bend so easily because they know their shareholders are going to be like, we want to. And by the way, this investigation has not happened yet. This is the announcement of the investigation, meaning that we're going to find out for certain the chain of events that led to this and what the problem was. Because I can guarantee you that Disney was not the first people that were like, we need to take Jimmy Kimmel off the air. That's not where it began. It was somewhere down the line.
No,
but didn't they lose?
People have been trying that.
Yeah.
Didn't they almost lose like $4 billion or something?
Oh, it was around. Yeah, it was like $4 billion. Yeah.
Like they're going to see that and be like, "Well, we're not doing that." That's fucking stupid.
News alert! News alert to all of the channels out there that talk shit about us woke people or whatever the fuck you want to call us, shills, whatever the word is. We're the ones that spend money on this shit. So when we decide we don't want to spend money on it, that's when real stuff starts happening. All of you guys out there who talk about the MCU, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, they don't even count your money anymore. You are a non-factor to this company. You're a non-factor to any of this entertainment, whether it be this or video games or whatever. They don't care about what you have to say anymore. And this is a prime example of that because all of them were on the train about shut Kimmel down. Everybody's crying. Guess what? We fucking won. We won. You guys fucking lost.
What did hacks? We're hacks too. You forgot about that.
Yeah. What did Arya Stark say? Tell them the North remembers. Tell them that winter came for Sinclair.
We pay attention to this shit.
We use the system the way the system is intended, which is attack them with where their money is, and that's what that's what works.
And then what's funny is the 90% of the people who are complaining, they're like, "Wait, there's a system." Yeah, wake up.
It's called capitalism, and sometimes it can work in your favor if you know how to manipulate it. Apparently, $4 billion and 1.7 million subscribers lost was enough for them to hit the panic button and fucking go, we're pulling them back.
I love part of his monologue. Oh, Disney asked me to say this one thing. And in the monologue,
good.
Please reactivate your subscriptions to Disney Plus. That was funny.
Yeah.
Can you pull up Shirt Carter's comment? They brought up the whole quote that I messed up terribly.
Oh, yeah, right here. The show's not important. What's important is we live in a country that allows us to have a show like this.
Yes. I thought that line was incredible. I was like,
well, because it takes him, like, this is Jimmy Kimmel going, I am humble enough to realize that I'm not the issue here. The issue is what this show stands for.
Yeah.
And that's really important. Pagey's in the chat here. W for assless chaps. Pagey, all chaps are assless. We've already gone over this. All of them are. All right, we got some super chats here, and then we have where's it at? We have one more announcement, and then we'll go over some other stuff here. And
like the cliff notes and stuff that I missed up to now.
You missed everything, pretty much. We talked about Peacemaker, which you're not watching, so you didn't miss anything on that. Superman breaking records on HBO Max.
Marvel
we
Zombies.
talked about the
Marvel
new,
Zombies.
We talked about the new X-Men 97 trailer that dropped about an hour ago.
Yeah, that was really good too.
That
We
was
watched that one.
amazing.
We
Oh
reacted
my
to that
god.
one. Bo DeMeo did the intro video. It was great. He actually had
They killed off that
Bo
character.
DeMeo had a thong on. He had a thong on, and he had a Wolverine mask on, and it was like a great little video there.
Damn it!
So, we talked about AI Stan Lee, which is a dystopian fucking future. Anyway, let's do this. $4.99. Yeah, we're not going to revisit that. If you want to talk about it, go back and watch the beginning. It's a lot. We spent like 45 minutes because it was so fucking crazy.
I had a lot to say, but I'm not going to go down
We
that
had
road.
a good conversation there.
Yeah,
so.
it was a whole like AI ethical debate. Staggerworth, the $4.99 super chat. Nexstar already dismantled the CW. Now I have a much lower opinion of that company. By the way, Sinclair and Nexstar both gave in because of the fact they were going to lose everything.
Mm-hmm. And I also
Essentially,
want to add, like,
yeah.
Nexstar is just like Nexstar was obviously just following Sinclair's.
Oh yeah,
example.
100%.
Nexstar, when Jimmy Kimmel was coming back, Nexstar said, "Yeah, we'll go ahead and carry him." Then Sinclair said, "We won't." And Nexstar went, "Oh, you know what? We won't either." It's like, do you guys have a brain of your own? What the fuck are you?
It's like make up your mind.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, I think that Sinclair thought that they were going to appeal to the FCC to get those extra stations they wanted, and they realized that we won't need the stations if we have nothing to air, which is like all of the content that ABC was providing for them. So they quickly ran away from that one. Lone Wolf here with the $5 super chat. Eric, have you ever thought about doing review breakdown? Doing review, not like the format for reviewing shows or movies, like heavy spoilers or boba. Okay, so couple things. I've talked about this before. I hate editing. Editing is something that I despise. So when I do things, typically there's very few edits in my videos because I just prefer to talk about stuff as I feel. If I edit, it's usually because I needed to pause for a reason or there was a issue with the recording. Because I say stuff and this is what I do. So like this is what you get. I would love to do that kind of stuff if editing was something that I enjoyed doing, but I don't. So that's why I typically don't do that. Plus, Boba is committed to like DCU news, and as I said earlier, I can't be that person. I can't do daily videos about every theory that pops up on Reddit. No shade to Boba. Do not run back to him. I've had too much of this drama. Eric's talking shit about somebody that he normally streams with. I'm not talking shit about anybody. This is Boba's thing. Every little bit of news that comes out about the DCU is not something I can do every single day. I can't be genuinely excited about the fact that Batman's boot has like a scratch in it. And so we're coming with the theories about it. No, again, no shade to Boba. This isn't me specifically talking about Boba. This is channels that do this. They will do a 10-minute video on a blurry image of Batman's pinky. I can't make videos like that.
Are Bat nipples returning? Or
yes. Would I ever go back to doing reviews? I tried them with Superman and Lois, and nobody really watched them. They watched the live streams more than they watch my videos. So also reviews work better with shows like The Flash and Arrow and stuff that came out on network television at a certain time. In the era of streaming, it's like shooting fish in a barrel, and I just don't know if it's worth the time. If people want me to do more reviews and breakdowns, they can ask me to do them, but you have to show up. If I don't see a certain percentage in my analytics, it's actually literally just a waste of time for me to do that when I could be doing something else for you guys, like live streaming or making shorts or something like that. So that's the only reason I don't do that. But anyway, all right. The next thing I want to talk about is shit. I didn't have this pulled up.
Did we have a picked thing for tonight or no?
No. We're gonna choose one, but since 3Dub's not here and we weren't sure if you were showing up, we have postponed it. So tonight there's no bonus thing. We're not doing it tonight.
All right.
So because I wasn't sure what the situation was, so I was like, we'll just not do it tonight. And now we've gone beyond the 2-hour mark without doing it, so I'm not gonna worry about it tonight. But where's it at? I had this bookmarked. Damn it. I'm sure somebody knows this already.
Damn it, Bobby.
Yeah, damn it, Bobby. Shit, where did it go? Yeah, but I was looking for the date that it's taking. Like it's replacing a Marvel movie.
The Simpsons thing?
Yeah. So the Simpsons 2 has been announced, and it's actually replacing a date of a Marvel movie in 2027, I think.
Yes.
I don't know what the date is.
July 23rd, 2027.
Okay. So it's taking that spot, meaning that they're probably not far enough into production for anything Marvel related. They want to put out by the way, I think this movie is going to make a lot of money. I think a Simpsons movie is going to make.
The second Simpsons movie, right?
The first one made a lot of money.
First one in 20 years. I'm pretty sure.
I was a teenager when that one came out.
Wait.
I remember how long the first one was in development. They were talking about that one forever. South Park, Beavis and Butthead beat them to the movie.
What year did that come out?
And then
2010s, I think. No.
Was it not?
No, don't say that to me. No.
I was about to say, please don't tell me that.
Sorry. Hold on. Yeah. It was. Hold on. I'm looking up the date.
I remember when the first Simpsons came out, I was married.
2007.
Yes.
Okay. So
I had just started my YouTube channel in 2007. That was the first year I had a YouTube channel.
Ooh.
And so it will be 20 years later then. In 2027, it will be 20 years later.
Oh my god!
It's been almost 20 years since this bitch came out.
Yeah,
and this was long delayed. Lots of people were talking about Simpsons movie for a
years.
while, and it finally came out. And then I didn't realize they were gonna do another one.
Oh my god!
It was before Obama was president. What the fuck?
It did do insanely well at the box office.
I remember like it was a big I remember I'll never forget Spider Pig. I was like, what the fuck?
God, I was in middle school when that happened.
Okay, here's a theory.
Oh my god!
This is taking place of a Marvel movie. Is this a Spider Pig movie that takes place in the Marvel Cinematic Universe?
Oh my god!
Damn it, Aaron.
He gets this is not to make fun of. I hope he's okay in real life. Spider Pig gets a concussion.
Oh no!
I had a feeling you were going there.
I hope Tom's okay. Tom, if you're okay, I'm happy. But anyways,
I had a feeling you were going there.
Yeah, I mean, me and Jack have talked a lot about this, where we were very adamant that Doctor Strange 3 is this date. That's what it's going to be. Honestly, though, it might be for the best right now, just to just focus on Avengers. They need to get that out. Just focus on that, and then after, focus on your other stuff. As much as I would have loved a Doctor Strange 3 to set up Secret Wars,
that still might be what bridges the gap. I don't know.
Yeah.
And has there been any sequel to anything?
Spider Pig Far from the Barn.
4, 5, or 6?
Far from the Barn. Oh my god.
Okay, wait. I'm curious though, because let's just go under the assumption that Secret Wars is going to be December of 2027. Let's just assume that's when it's going to be. There's still plenty of time during the year you could have another Marvel movie. You could have it be Doctor Strange 3 comes out September, right? And then there's a 4-month gap until Avengers Secret Wars. It could.
And it just feels rushed, man. And it feels like they're trying to put it in the box and make sure that boom.
I'll be honest, I don't think too much about this release date stuff because we're far enough ahead and studios like to go ahead and claim stuff. I think it's interesting they're claiming the same date, but I don't know. It's far enough ahead. It's not going to release on the same date.
Yeah, I mean,
I guarantee that.
They just did this with the Ice Age, right? They gave Avengers Doomsday the Ice Age date, and they moved Ice Age back a month or 2 months.
Because they know it would get buried.
Yeah, so maybe this is it's a similar thing. It's this is still around. They just gave Simpsons this date, and then they'll adjust if need be. Because again, hasn't even been announced yet. Hasn't been, filmed. Hasn't been. There's nothing involved with this movie that we know of right now. But tomorrow, it could come out and be yeah, we're doing Eternals 2. It comes out next November. We're oh my god, this is crazy.
We were going to do it, then we lost release date. We're well, if we can't release it then, we might as well trash it. So
Casey said, what did Bodeo do? Did you guys see what Bodeo did over the weekend?
So the only thing I saw is that he reposted his video. That's all I know is that he reposted
you guys. So did y'all?
Didn't he praise zombies? Was that it?
I'll be honest.
You guys missed it.
I'll be honest. I've been avoiding Bodeo since I've realized that he's a piece of shit.
So he's still grifting off of the I hate Marvel type shit or whatever he's doing. He made a really long post on Twitter, and I think it's been deleted now. I don't think it's there anymore. He made a long post on Twitter, and I'm going to paraphrase what I read because it was really long and it's gone. But he posted this picture about how Marvel treated him poorly. Despite all of that, he managed to get the work done, blah, 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 et cetera, et cetera. And people under the post were calling him out for it, saying, like, are you saying you're the only person at Marvel that had to deal with this kind of shit or whatever? But in the post, with all of this like heavy, serious, emotional stuff, whether it did or didn't happen, he posted a picture of him in a thong, completely, pretty much naked, but him in a thong, advertising his OnlyFans.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That joke was based in something in reality. Well,
and people under the post were like, bro, they literally accuse you of doing this, of sending pictures like this out to people, and you're making this post calling them liars while you're taking pictures of yourself in a thong, sending it out to everybody.
Yeah.
And wait a minute, there's still an investigation, right? Or have they already resolved it?
No,
there's
they
still an investigation.
Yeah.
And I remember the whole video that's out on his channel, which I've seen. Initially, he was charging people like, you want to know the truth?
OnlyFans, on his OnlyFans.
Yeah, if you want to know what really happened, join my OnlyFans.
Pay me, yeah.
I'm not saying he's guilty of anything, but it is a bad look when you've been accused of doing something. You make a whole post about it, and then in that post, you do the very fucking thing that you denied that you were doing.
Yeah, like again, I you know, the boys have heard me say it. X-Men 97 season 1, I would deny that it's a piece of art. The work continues. He did a great job as a writer. That's all I can say, because A, I've never met him, and B, like there's still you know, investigation. Like I don't think I even went that far when this was happening, but like I remember how much of a crazy thing it was with the whole Johnny Depp and Amber Heard thing, and like that really taught me a thing of like, if you're not involved, just wait until there's a finished investigation or until facts are clearly put out, because technically it's none of your business.
Yeah.
And like you really like wait till that happens. I can still enjoy the art, because it wasn't he wrote it, but he didn't draw everything, he didn't act everything, so I can still enjoy that art. But like I'm very, very curious, and like you said, like I didn't know that. So like that is like that's a bold move, Card, and like that is weird, man. That is like, man, I don't know. It's just what?
You're muted, Darren.
I had to try it. I was like, what the heck is he trying to do with us?
It's a new thing on StreamYard.
know.
You can add QR codes in your streams now. I just saw that.
StreamYard is adding something new every single day.
I just noticed that now.
Yeah. You can put QR codes in your stream. So I'm putting up for a second, so if people are watching this on playback, they'll be able to stream this. So yeah, I wish I could put it somewhere else, because it's in a spot where I'm like, I don't know if I want it to be in that spot, but it's fine. To the merch store.
I just want to point out, if you do a Google search for Bo DeMaio Twitter on Marvel, almost half of what you're going to get are topless photos. It's like, fuck, I said on Marvel. The fuck?
Yeah. Look.
I mean, Jeff Snyder tried that shit last year, so this is.
I want to be very clear. I have no issue with him doing any kind of, like, if he wants to do adult content on OnlyFans, that's absolutely fine.
No, that's fine.
I think it's really weird to combine your like, Marvel treated me bad and accused me of being sending out sexually explicit photos, and then in that post you're like, here's a sexually explicit photo of me. Like,
can't see more sexually explicit stuff. They need some money.
Yeah.
Especially on a show that's like, this is a hard line to walk, but like, it's not made for children, obviously, but the original show was, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you are directly connected. And again, I don't believe that, like, you know, these shows are just for children and, you know, we can't watch it because of blah, blah, blah. Like, that's bullshit. But also, like, it is technically a quote-unquote kid show.
Yeah, I heard that story too.
Omega, nah, bro. He was sending out pictures of himself in a Speedo saying, draw this.
No. And then you see that clip from Community where somebody's like...
And here's the weird thing. There's people that worked on the show that are on social media.
Like, I got an idea for Wolverine. Draw this.
Yeah.
And listen, if it's a pose he wanted in a character, fine, fair game. He was the showrunner. There's this moment. You guys remember this?
I got a picture for Cyclops. Draw this. Draw this.
No, dude.
Draw
When
this.
when Magneto is tied up in an X form in one of the episodes, and he only
Yeah.
has his I was I was just like, I remember going, whoa, okay, he's he I was like, all right, he's kept in shape, but I'm also like, wait a minute, I heard this thing from rumors. I'm like, huh?
Probably like your French girls.
I got a good idea for Magneto. Draw this. Draw this, bro.
He's like, draw me like you draw one of your voluptuous ladies.
And Darren, listen, Darren said it like perfectly. Like it's a hard line to walk. Where like you want to support who he is as an individual, which I'm okay with, and I welcome it. That is very much an X-Men, like that's part of the X-Men aesthetic. But even there's lines you don't cross on any, whether you're straight, gay, black, brown, white, gender, non-gender, binary, non-binary. Like there's lines you don't cross.
Well, there's like a work standard. Like you don't do that shit at work. You know what I mean? Like if you are in the adult entertainment industry and you expect that kind of stuff to be like shared around, that's fine. But when you're working on a Marvel cartoon, it's like I don't think you should be sending that stuff out to people.
There's stuff he said, like how he fought for like costumes or he fought for this stuff. I'm like, okay, there's a good fight there, but
no, but
unless
what Eric brought up, you cannot combine those two worlds.
Yeah. Unless it, like it's an adult industry thing and it's like something exactly like that. No, you just don't do that. No, you don't.
And like I think there's a world where like maybe it's acceptable, but I think where you cross the line is when you are like using your fans and the like emotional stress of everything that happened. Like this happened to me, and this is so horrible. Now click my OnlyFans, you can understand the whole story of what happened to me. Like you are using them.
It's all about the performance.
Here's the crazy part. Here's the crazy part. Okay, say for example, let's rewind. Right? Say for example, he's being honest, and none of this ever happened because I'm not going to say that it 100% happened. We're joking about it. I don't know if it happened or not.
Yeah.
But say for example, it didn't happen. He still asks you to subscribe to his X-rated OnlyFans to watch a video explaining why he was mistreated.
Yeah.
I don't want to necessarily subscribe to somebody's OnlyFans to hear the truth about this issue that they had with a cartoon, like being part of a cartoon.
I mean, if he has serious and honest grievances, why doesn't he just state them? Unless there's their gag order, and if it's on his OnlyFans, obviously there isn't a gag order. So
there's other ways to do that. You could do Patreon, which is you're not.
You can. He's got a YouTube channel. Just set up your YouTube membership and put it behind a paid membership.
Paywall. Yeah.
Like again, the investigation is still going on, so I'm still waiting. I'm waiting to see which sides bring their facts and their evidence. And it's just it's a very thin, dicey line to walk.
And there's so like when this all came out, like I had so many just like mutuals of mine and stuff like that were like, no, he did nothing wrong. Fuck Marvel. Like I will defend anything he does. Like you don't know what he did yet. You know nothing. You could be defending the worst.
What if it's like he went outside and abused a bunch of like bunnies or something? You'll be like, oh shit, oh shit! I didn't know he abused bunnies. Like you know what I mean?
Darren, what's that thing that Diggle said? Obviously, this particular comment didn't age too well.
Didn't age too well.
Lone Wolf with a $5 super chat says you could send your video to Praper to edit your Praper. To edit your videos. I heard Real Rejects, Cinepals, Kristen Harloff shout them out for editing their reaction videos. It's like I do all of this for like with you guys to have a good time, and all the money that you send me goes into like keeping the show going and making it fun for me to be able to upgrade equipment and stuff like that. There's not enough money in the videos that I make, like honestly, to pay editors to edit my videos. It's you have to be a much larger channel to do something like that. So for me, it's like we're having a good time here. You guys support the show. If my channel gets big enough and there's more money there, maybe I could invest some of that in video editing. But right now, I would probably have to spend money to get editing for videos, daily edited videos from like large companies. I appreciate this though. Like, I mean, this is a really good suggestion maybe down the road for me, but
not to like speak for you, and this is just like a general advice to anyone. You have to make sure you are getting more back from the final product than what you're paying your editors. Because if you're not, then you are defeating the entire purpose. Like if you are paying more for the edits than the actual video, you are wasting money. Unfortunately,
there was a point about like pre-COVID, maybe 6 years ago, where I'd considered like really establishing this network of channels in like this system where everybody could sort of benefit from the YouTube algorithm and bring their shows to the next level. But once we lost the Arrowverse, that kind of was like, well, that idea is out the door now. We can't do it now the way the system is set up. So everybody's kind of doing their own thing. Like even people like John Campea had to scale back on stuff because of like the way YouTube works in terms of advertising and stuff like that. You can't even bigger channels have had to pull back on the way YouTube monetizes them now. So
I still find it so hilarious when Darren told me that, like, all those things that Campea got popular with, talking about DC and the CW nowadays, and then Superman and Lois broke, and I was like, wow. So that's what stop.
I'll look into it. Like, I will definitely look into it. I appreciate you sending over the super chat for that. I will look into it, but I can't say that it would work for my channel and what I do. So here's a couple things against my channel for that. Number one, my channel has been pretty much designated as a live stream channel, the Reloaded channel. YouTube doesn't promote my videos very much. So if I do make a video, it's typically because I want to make it and it's about something I want to talk about. Like the truth is, look, I have considered making multiple shorter videos a day to sort of get back in the algorithm, but it would require me to upload like every 3 hours for me to do that, like to make 3 videos a day to do that, to get my channel back to that level. So I don't know. We'll see. Lone Wolf, I appreciate it. I really do. Honestly, I like you guys giving me advice. I will definitely look into it. I just don't know. And also, I mean, and everybody that's in the chat right now, would you prefer to just hear me talking with a bunch of edited videos, or do you like the way I do things now? Because I think a lot of people tune into my content because I do sit on camera and talk. And if I started going off camera and just reading scripts, it would fundamentally change like what my channel is. Sure. And if that's what people want, I can do that. But I think my strength lies in me being present on camera. But I could be wrong.
I mean, if you're paying somebody to do all those edits, that's just another thing that you have to keep up with, and maybe you don't want to add that to your plate.
Yeah. YouTube's algorithm is killing this channel. No, it's just YouTube's algorithm doesn't like the channel. So
for everybody watching, share this. I would tell you, share these videos and spread the word out. That's how people who are not subscribed will get this in their feed. Like, okay.
Yeah. He's joking, right? Who is joking? Are you talking about me? I wasn't joking about any of that. If you're talking about me.
No, I don't think it's you.
Omega, maybe?
No, is it what Other Guardian said?
Or Bodeo, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah, there was a comment up here about Bodeo I was going to pull up on the screen from Fallen Gemini. I remember watching New Rockstars a few months ago, and they said they talked to some people they knew were involved off the record, and that allegedly did happen. Well, I'm just saying it doesn't look good for someone being accused of doing that to then do that. It just, it's just not good, honestly.
I'll say this. If he was right, and he never did anything wrong, it's gonna look really bad on Marvel and Disney.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so yeah, go ahead, Darren.
I was just going to say, like, okay, even if he did nothing wrong, he's done everything wrong since then. Like, he has spent his entire time bashing Marvel and the people who work on these projects and everyone involved, where even if he is innocent, he no longer is, because now everyone that used to work with him hates him because what he said about them and the studio and just other things that aren't even connected, like Fantastic Four. Fantastic Four came out and he's like, "This sucks." It's like, what do you want?
He kept like poking fun of it. It was like, "Oh, actually, it made this money." Marvel shills, shut up. It's like, are you really still this?
Serenity was on the wrong. She was at the wrong point in the video where she saw the John Cena my take podcast or whatever. Sports.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I appreciate everybody's feedback. I've got some ideas to bring more pre-recorded content to my Reloaded channel, But right now, my Debunks channel has daily recorded content that goes up pretty semi-daily, which isn't the same for everybody, but it does come out quite often. The podcast over here takes a lot of my time getting everything together and making sure I have topics and stuff like that. So if I did daily videos, then it would be a lot of redundancy on the podcast because I'd be talking about stuff in videos that I wouldn't have available for the podcast. And I like being on here. Jay says also like seeing Bobcast over there in the corner. Good addition, I approve.
Hey, it's fun to be here.
Good to be here. Yeah, good to have him here. Serenity. I always get confused with names, so I appreciate you correcting me. But anyway, let's see here. What did I have? I think that's everything within the Minotaur stuff. All right, I want to bring that up. Yeah. So this is from the actual like Batman run, not the absolute Batman.
That does feel sort of
out. Just began Batman run.
So it says here, a cunning opponent designed specifically for the series, but intended to remain with Batman for a long time. So we're thinking like a long-term recurring street level character. I'm assuming. Matt's with 7 fingers on each hand. Matt Fraction told the show that it fits with the visual quirks for a Batman villain. The fashion thing of Ian Fleming, the Minotaur is not a super villain trying to conquer the world, but rather one that already has and did it in secret. He has a certain sovereign feel to it. And here's the design.
Okay, they said that like the sovereign, something like that.
It's 7 fingers on each hand. So what's his name from Princess Bride needs to step up.
Yeah. Someone and I think Darren might agree with me on this. Darren probably, well, I don't know, maybe Darren won't agree with me on this, but I saw some people saying this reminds them of the Brainiac style in My Adventures with Superman, because this design is very like red with angular and red lines.
I can kind of see it.
The art that we just left, it felt like inspired by Neil Adams art.
Yeah, that definitely
from like his covers
inspired.
Yeah, I mean it's cool that we can continue to get new characters like this on such an iconic character.
And the funny thing, Darren, it's what people are asking for. Like they're asking for new and originality, but then they don't actually look to realize it's there whenever they're complaining about it.
Also, can I ask something from James Gunn? If he's because I know he probably watches this.
Yeah, he definitely does.
I'm like James, Mr. Gunn, Jaime. Either in DC Elseworlds or DCU Batman, can please someone address him as detective? Like if there's Ra's al Ghul, I would really like that. Like that is a sweet spot of like one of his villains be like, detective, we meet again. Like, that is
if anybody's gonna say it, make that a Ra's al Ghul thing.
And real quick, James Gunn, while you're watching, make sure to like and subscribe and visit all the channels.
Yeah, be on our podcast. We'll get you.
3Dub stopped in. Good to see you, 3Dub. Hope you're feeling better. I will say if he did something in secret, but he has 7 fingers on each hand, it's going to be really hard for him to keep that a secret. So he's probably someone that wears gloves or something.
The first issue took me by surprise. So I want to see what he does.
Unless 2 of those fingers are fake.
I really, I don't know. Like I don't know. When it comes to Batman, we've seen so many of those villains so many times. You know, your Jokers and your Mr. Freezes and your Clayface, you know, like, and especially in like the animated stuff, like do something fun and just for like your Caped Crusader season 3 or 4 or something, just like throw them in and be like, well, maybe this is someone that can get caught on. Like this could be another more iconic villain.
Wouldn't it be 6 fingers and a thumb? Yeah.
All thumbs are fingers.
You know what this kind of reminds me of? Maybe this is a little bit of a deep pull, but it kind of reminds me of what they did in Green Arrow Rebirth, where they brought in, I think these villains even got brought into the show, but when they brought in people like Dante in the Ninth Circle, and in that comic, Dante is literally just a guy in a suit like this with a distinct mask, except his, looks like a disfigured skull, and then like it's just like a normal dude that he's going up against. For some reason, I got reminded of that with this, where it's just like, seems to be just like a guy in a suit on the ground, and then a really unique, distinct mask. Now, I think just what I said, they should have done that to Dante on that show, but that's besides the point. But no, I distinctly got reminded of this.
Drake, was that Benjamin Percy who wrote Green Arrow Rebirth? I'm pretty sure that, but I could be wrong. Because he's one of my favorite writers.
I think you said was that Benjamin?
Benjamin Percy, yeah, who also wrote the past Wolverine run.
That's what I said. He's
Yes,
done
it
Wolverine
was him.
stuff, yeah.
Yeah, it was him.
Ah, that's sweet.
Yeah, because he was part of trying to think. There was the Bullseye thing that started it. Yeah.
Nice.
All right. Well, yeah. Thank you for the super chat. Or who was it that asked? Somebody asked about that very early. I hope they're still here. I think it might have been Cameron. Was it Cameron?
A Lone Wolf?
Yeah, right here.
Oh, Cameron, my bad.
No, about the Minotaur. So thank you for the super
Cameron.
chat on that. Appreciate it. And let's see. We're coming up at the end of the stream. I don't have many other topics, but I will look and see if we have anything. But let's go ahead and see what the poll actually was.
I'd ask, what flash is that behind you,
Which one?
or the one?
That's just it's a classic Barry Allen.
Okay, I couldn't tell if it was Barry or Wally.
Yeah, no, it's
You
Barry.
make that yourself?
Yeah, that's one of the ones I painted.
Oh, it's one of the
Amazing.
knockoffs. Okay.
Incredible.
Yeah. It's black light reflective. No, it's pretty tall picture.
Ezra Miller. I'm just kidding.
It's Dick Grayson as the Flash.
It's got
It's
gold
very
in the
cool.
boots and everything.
Flash Gordon.
Flash.
Save the universe.
Oh man.
The one where it's like I've been
So
waiting
cheesy.
like 7 years to use this or whatever.
Oh yeah, they did use that in the show at one point.
Yeah.
Forgot about that.
It's like really now I have to
You
use
know-
it eventually.
I gotta say, I had a lot of problems in the Eric Wallace era, but that was funny.
That was a great scene. That was the opener of a season, right? That was like the opener of 7, I think.
It was like the climax of the start of 6. Yeah, because
Yeah.
Cisco was still there.
Yeah,
Cameron here with another $5 super chat said, I would want to see James Gunn do the concept of hyper time in the DCU. So my issue with speedsters is he really needs to be careful about how he does this in the DCU.
Yeah.
Because the way the world feels is, yeah, it's over the top, but speedsters will tend to break superpowers. Like they're so powerful. Like you see them in the comics, you're like, oh, they can run fast, and then you see what the Flash show did, and then you're seeing, like honestly, in the Justice League movie, the Flash basically won the whole thing for everybody.
Yeah.
Because if he would have did what he did, they would have all been dead essentially.
Which
So-
is one of the reasons I hope the first Flash appearance or first Flash like project is like animated. Because I think that they will be able to do more things with that character in that format than they can in live action.
I mean, they can kind of do what they did with the series and build up to that as well. You know,
Yeah.
Sure.
And I know that Hypertime isn't necessarily directed to like speedster stuff. It is like another like one-dimensional connective like riff or whatever. But everything seems to sort of branch off of like like the Speed Force and shit like that. Like I don't know. Like we're already dealing with the quantum unfolding chamber and the pocket dimension stuff that happened in Superman. So I don't know if Hypertime and Speed Force should be something we should get into right away. But we'll see. Maybe he will.
I've been saying this for a while. Like whenever you're getting into the Flash, I think the real visual potential there, it lies in animation. You know, give it like an Arcane style animation, and then have its own animated movie there.
I want to break my mind as I'm watching.
If I remember, Hypertime is like a convergence of a lot of different space and times, right? I think that's what it is in the comics.
To a degree, yeah.
Let me see. Hold on. Let me look this up.
Also, can you pull up that one comment? Because I think that'd be a good question.
So, hold on. Let's see here. I want to make sure I'm getting this right.
Yeah. I'll save that comment just so we get it.
Yeah, we'll get it up. That's what she said. Hypertime, yeah, it's the realm where all possible timelines and alternate universes branch off from each other. So yeah, it is a convergence or divergence space in time. But I consider all that stuff to be adjacent to like Speed Force and shit like that. It's all sort of the same thing. What are we laughing about now?
Just your comment.
That was you said comment.
I
wasn't expecting you to say that.
Oh,
Yeah,
which comment am I pulling up?
Fox's question.
Whose?
Fox, Astro Fox.
Fox News.
Fox News. There we go.
Oh, right here.
Let me guess, Jake, the boxer. I'm kidding.
Rocky?
Rocky Balboa. You're gonna say yeah.
I mean,
I'll go last.
I'll go second to last.
Oh my god. Give me a John Wick style Nightwing movie.
Ooh.
Be awesome.
Do you want his name to be given by Cholos or no?
What?
Do you want Dick
No,
to get his nickname
Nah,
by
but-
Cholos?
Fucking
I don't get that
Titans.
reference.
Fucking
Okay,
Titans.
Oh, no, better. Let me have that suit from Titans because I think that suit's beautiful.
Okay.
Give me that suit alone.
I don't agree personally.
You don't want the disco one, the George Perez one, because I love
Achy
that.
breaky heart.
I think that'd be awesome. But there's so many I could choose. Constantine or so many good ones you could choose from.
Keanu Reeves Constantine too.
Oh, you know what? Let me change my answer. Just to be biased.
Oh, I love that.
Give me Dreamer. Give me a Dreamer movie just to make my Arrowverse fan and me happy.
You can dream, Darren.
I can dream. What about everyone else?
Yeah. Rob,
I mean,
what you got?
This one's kind of huge, but you already said Nightwing, so I'll go ahead and name my other favorite DC character, and it's Wonder Woman. I'm sure there's one in the works, but fucking,
It's
I
in the
love
works,
Wonder Woman. And,
Adria Arjona or Isaac Gonzalez? Let's go.
There you go.
How about you, Eric?
Probably. I honestly would love to see what the Authority would have looked like in live action. 'Cause I don't think we're going to get that.
anymore.
I don't think we're going to get. If we get it, it's not going to be live action. I don't think.
Oh,
There you go.
I was looking forward to that one.
So yeah, like I said, I'll go second to last. Getting the obvious one out of the way, I'll go ahead and say this one. Yeah, I would like to see a Creed style Wildcat project. I mean, hell, I'm wearing the shirt for God's sake. But no, I mean, it's something you could do for not a lot of money. You could film it for cheap, and I even wrote a thing just like while I was working on stuff.
Of course you did.
I absentmindedly wrote just like, hey, like what could this look like? You could do it really easily, but moving away from the obvious one, I'll say, give me something with like the new gods, like Orion and Mr. Miracle and all those guys. Give me some of that.
Actually, you know something we will never get, but I was teased with it in the recent Deadpool Batman book. Wonder Woman, Captain America stories.
Oh,
just they did like Chip Zdarsky. It was Chip Zdarsky. I want to say did the story for that. He did such a like great little 10-page story about like their history together and stuff like that. And I was like, I want more.
Chris, you can stop the lying now. You can stop that. You don't need to bring that up.
Obviously, I would want an Animal Man project.
Yeah, I think you've said that before. Yeah,
I want Grant Morrison's Animal Man full display. But if he wants to hold off on that, I really just, like bring in. It ties into this article, which this topic, which I was.
I saw this. James Gunn said they might focus on DC movies being about major known characters rather than unknown. I'm probably not going to do certain movies with characters who the audience don't know. It's harder to get people in the theater for that kind of thing.
I mean,
I also think it's worth getting
you
stuff
did
set
that.
up.
You did that with Marvel, and it got them a really successful trilogy. So,
Also want to point out, didn't he just say a few minutes ago the general audience is pretty smart and we don't give them enough credit? And I'm like, doesn't this contradict what you just said about that?
Who gave a shit about Polka Dot Man before the Suicide Squad?
Who gave a shit about the Guardians?
Yeah, that's
yes,
a big
but
one.
like, true to all that. But like, okay, here's how I kind of see it. A lot has changed since 2014.
Sure.
The industry is not what it once was.
No.
And like you mentioned, like Polka Dot Man and stuff like that, if you put a Polka Dot Man movie in theaters, no one would go see it. That's just plain and simple. At least not without knowing him
Come on.
previously. Like, I as sad as this is, and I wish this wasn't the case, he's also a CEO of a company now. He is the head of something. If Guardians of the Galaxy flopped the box office, like, okay, I'm on to my next thing. He doesn't necessarily have that same luxury as the head of a studio. And as much as it sucks, the industry has changed. Things have morphed.
But he's putting out a
Superhero movies-
Clayface movie.
Right, I was about to say like that.
well,
that,
budget
that,
was-
that was going to be my.
Yeah, but
pushback.
this doesn't say anything about budget. He just says flat out like he's not going to do it. It doesn't say that he's going to go
It's
with
also
lower budget
connected to
movies.
Batman.
I mean,
too. It's
Well, that was
Gotham
gonna-
City.
That was going to be my pushback. Is that
So it's probably
yes,
that
he
man.
has these bigger projects, but also he has said if somebody comes in and the script is good, then they'll do something.
But then why make this comment at all? Why make this comment at all? Like
I don't think he
like
should have made it.
I don't think you should either. I feel like if it's about the project and it's not about the character, which is what he's been talking about for years now, is that it's about the character and the script and how well the script looks to him, then don't say I'm not going to do lesser known characters, because that doesn't make any sense to me.
I just like make a balance. We've been talking about most of the stream balance. Don't just shun out the not too well known characters because they don't make money, and don't just do the usual suspects because a lot of the previous regimes were trying to do the usual suspects. Like there's got to be a balance, and also
I mean, Flash flopped, and that's one of the biggest characters, or was one of the biggest characters. in terms
and
of
also
superheroes.
like, don't just rely on the movies and
rely on
TV
the
shows.
too.
What have I been saying, guys? TV movies. Do a scripted podcast and be like, this is canon. Do that. Do animation. Like there's sky is the limit. Like you don't have to just worry about don't make it $120 million budget. And if Clayface really hits well, you know what? For a while he said they don't make mid-budget, lower budget movies. You're the head of a DC studio.
Yeah. Serenity
So,
says, and this
roll
is a
the
good
dice.
point. Good point he's making here. Look at the bright side. He only said movies. TV shows are still open to new characters.
And like here's what I'll also say. He didn't say he's never going to do smaller characters. He said certain movies I won't do, or he's saying a lot of the time I'm going to do this. And like here's what I'll say, as I think is actually very smart. This is something I think the Arrowverse did very well. Use your Supermans, your Batmans, your Wonder Woman to introduce these smaller characters. We just did this with Superman this year. We introduced Mr. Terrific. Now I think the audience is going to be like, yeah, I'd love to see a Mr. Terrific movie. That's how you do it. Use your big guns to uplift these guys. Now Mr. Terrific isn't necessarily as small of a character because everyone came out of Superman being like, I loved Mr. Terrific, and go with that. And I think it just, even if it's just the first couple years, like
they're probably going to do the same thing with Supergirl and Lobo.
Build up. Marvel did a very similar thing. They started, even though they weren't as big as they are now, they started with Iron Man, Captain America, Hulk. Then they were able to do their Guardians of the Galaxy, your Ant-Mans, your Shang-Chi's, your Internals. You kind of have to build your way up. So I know this is frustrating, but I also 100% understand why this is a technique. And it's probably would also be my technique if I was like trying to create this, big thing. I said that like the Authorities being the second movie was a mistake. As cool as that was that they were doing that, that's a ballsy ass move. That's a crazy move to make as your second movie ever. And it seems like there might be a reason why that maybe is no longer the second movie to ever come out.
It's still confusing people today that pre-existing connectivity and like all the back and forth, like, oh, where'd Ronan go?
He doesn't like us.
All of that connectivity still confuses people today, and that's something that Marvel, wasn't dealing with. Because if they would have tried to have built an established universe around, the old X-Men movies, Ghost Rider, Hulk, Punisher, like it would not have worked. They just said no, brand new universe, Iron Man, go. That's how it kicked off.
There was a time where they were thinking about like, well, Joker made $1 billion, maybe that should be our new jumping off point. Thank God that timeline doesn't exist.
Ooh.
They were like, Todd Phillips, you wanna do
the
something
Todd
for us?
Phillips DCEU.
As much as I do like that first movie, but thank God that's not that. What a terrible
It's
DC
good,
universe
but
that
it's
would've
also
been.
overrated in my opinion. It's just weird.
Not for a universe.
I never really liked the first movie.
But yeah, the second one, I don't know what the fuck was going on.
I don't think anyone knows what the fuck is going on.
All right, so we got a couple super chats here. Let's go down here.
Oh, so what won the thing?
I haven't looked yet. I'll read off the choices one more time. Well, actually, let me do it right now. So if you're in the Reloaded chat, we did hit the goal. So you have an option of 4 things here to choose from in the poll. Top 5 best villains in 2000s films. Top 5 worst movies of the 2010s. top five Netflix original series, and top 5 worst 80s movies. Those are your options. So, all right. So we have here from Lone Wolf, $5 super chat and a team member. Thank you again, Lone Wolf. Yeah, Campia had to scale back as he had to add his sponsor in each of his segments he discusses. I notice now. I assume that's the way to make ends meet with money. Okay, so without boring everyone to tears about like how YouTube works or whatever, ad revenue is supplemental. It's good to have, but it's very supplemental. Most larger channels make money off of sponsorships and brand deals. So you'll see a lot of that in the bigger videos, like come and meet my clan and raid Shadow Legends or NordVPN or something like that. Yeah, something like that. That's where the money is, because those companies usually pay a flat rate for a video. So if you make a video and you mention NordVPN, they're like, we'll give you $1,000 to mention us in a video. Okay, so you mention them, you get $1,000. And they will do that as long as the video performances equal a certain amount, like at the end of the month or whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, if somebody is mentioning a lot of sponsors in their video clips and stuff like that, they're doing so because those sponsors are still paying them good money. That's the reason why. The issue with that is, I believe the way it used to be on YouTube is if your video is sponsored, you get a reduced ad rate. Like you don't get paid a full, you don't get the full ad revenue for your videos because you have a sponsor in your video. So I don't know if that's true or not, but that's for the larger channels to figure out. But thank you for your super chat. We got one more here from Cameron, $5 super chat. Thank you so much. Eric, did you see that the Absolute Universe is about to introduce Absolute Green Arrow and Hawkman and Absolute Evil? Yes, I actually looked it up when you mentioned this, and I was like, let's take a look at it. So here are some of the previews for this. This is Absolute Hawkman. The design isn't that much different from the older Hawkman, except the helmet is no longer the normal Hawk helmet. It looks more like a luchador type mask. But the rest of the design looks like Hawkman. Then we have Green Arrow here in like what looks to be a tracksuit design.
Yeah.
So I don't know if this is going to be his actual like suit in the comic or not, but this is the design of it.
These don't look like, these aren't stark contrast to what you expect of the characters from like we've gotten in Absolutes up to now.
Yeah, very, very different from that. All right, so let's see what has won the poll. Let me go over here and end it. See what we got. I'm gonna write it in my notes right now. Top 5 best villains in 2000s films won the poll. So any villain or antagonist between 2000 and 2009. We're gonna do the top 5 on that.
Okay.
Let me, write it in my notes here. And
is that gonna be Thursday or?
Yes.
So no Lion King.
Well, Darren, that's technically not true.
All right. Let's see.
Because I was gonna say because Lion King 1.5 came out in 2004.
Yeah, we did have 69 votes.
Scar is in that.
So...
Scar is in Lion King 1.5.
Oh my god. Chris says,
I'm just saying.
Oh god, please don't let everyone have Ledger's Joker.
I'm just trying to help you out, Darren.
That would have been after that's after 2009.
No, 2008.
No, 2008. Same year as Iron Man.
Oh, I read Jared Leto in my brain.
Oh God! What?
All right, I was like, why would you pick him? That's 2016. Okay, yeah.
Oh my God, Darren! I see what you just shared here. Oh my!
I brought that up because that's so fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, my favorite 2000 villain is Jared Leto.
I'm sorry, guys. God, I didn't mean to insult him like that.
Imagine thinking 13 million views is a win.
The examples they use are so silly. Because both of those are premieres for movies. That means you can only watch them via the streaming number. 13 million are after it was in theaters for 3 months.
And that would be like saying Barbie was a flop because Barbie didn't get 256 million views on streaming. You know what I mean?
I mean, and each one of those persons is paying a subscription to watch it. So it's like, it's a paid view. It's not just watching it on YouTube for ads or shit. It
has to be rage bait. It has to. Like, this is just like... And again, I don't think of myself as very bright. I think
430 followers. He's part of the Lethal Geeks podcast.
God, it's nothing.
I see this and I was like, how do you go about life
Paid blue
with this
check.
amount of intelligence?
Bi-weekly YouTube podcast bringing the straight talk in all movies. This thumbnail or this header is cancer. Movies, TV, comic book media, and geek pop culture entertainment. For inquiries, let's see what their link tree has over here.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna go to their YouTube channel. Oh no. Oh, the first thing I see here. Zack Snyder's movies and the fandom that fought for his DC universe.
Oh, they're
So
Snyder
it's a
Bros.
Snyder cult, yeah.
In 2025,
The first group that decided to go after me, the Snyder Cult.
and not to diss the movie because I do like the movie, but like
Superman versus Man of Steel critical analysis. 2 of them. Why Man of Steel still reigns supreme over James Gunn's Superman. And then the second video is why Man of Steel scene will leave you crying.
What did I come back to?
Man of Tomorrow, no hype.
There's like nothing out for it. It just announced.
Oh, go down to that right quick, please.
What
go down to where it had stolen across the thing. Yeah, right there.
James Gunn Superman title sparks controversy.
Yeah. It was long speculated that a Man of Steel sequel was going to have this title. It was never actually confirmed. It was never in official production.
Yeah.
Gunn didn't steal shit, okay?
It's also just a Superman phrase. Like, Zack
Right.
Snyder didn't
Yeah.
invent Man of Tomorrow.
Right.
Jesus.
It's like if he does a Justice League movie, like, stole that from Snyder.
I mean, he could just call it James Gunn's Justice League.
There you go.
Yeah, this is all brain rot
Gun
stuff.
League.
Now that tweet makes sense. Now the tweet
Yes.
makes sense to me.
Yes.
What was the tweet?
Oh,
they were making fun of Superman doing really well on HBO Max, saying, "Imagine thinking 13 million is a success" or something like that.
It's
Something
comparing
tells
like
me if they
movies
ever
that
got 13 million views, everything's a success.
they were comparing it to like K-pop Demon Hunters and Rebel Moon. It's like they premiered on the platform. They didn't have a theater release. You could only watch it via that platform.
Also, Netflix is bigger than HBO Max.
Yeah, by a lot. Actually.
The math is not mathing.
Lone with a $2 super chat. Did you see how much Demon Slayer made already? I did pull this up. Box office worldwide.
Anime, y'all. Anime.
605. Well, animation in general, I think, in like movies that are not your typical films are just seeing a big resurgence right now. But Demon Slayer is like, I think a lot of people who don't keep up with anime are shocked by this because they don't understand how popular Demon Slayer is in the manga and anime world.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was like it sold 150 million copies or something like that of one of its let me look this up.
Let me tell you how good it was. Before even the movie came out, I was at Comic-Con, all age. The panel before Demon Slayer's panel had, I think, cleared out a little bit. And then by the time I left the place, I had to go do something. My friend was like, yo, within 5 minutes, the whole room filled up. The whole hall filled up.
This is one of the best-selling mangas in history, with over 150 million copies sold worldwide.
Is the 600 million like worldwide, or is it domestic?
Yes,
it's worldwide.
It's 118 million domestic and almost 500 million overseas.
It had been already open in Japan a while.
Yeah.
And I will say, as somebody who I keep moderate eye on anime, but I don't really watch a whole lot of it. I've never watched Demon Slayer, but God, I've heard so much about it. So finding out it's a success.
Well, Darth Sin says it's overrated at times, but
I heard about that for Hunter x Hunter as well. So I'm like, there's a lot of stuff that like people be like, you gotta watch. There's like Attack on Titan is the biggest one. My friends are like, you gotta watch Attack on Titan.
I heard a lot about that one. Too.
Attack on Titan has become like the McDonald's of anime now, though, in manga, because people say it. It's like everyone said One Piece was also very overrated because it's just so many people watch it and read it.
I'll say this: next month when Chainsaw Man movie comes out, I think that one might make a lot of money as well. Because why? It's been years since season 1, and we haven't gotten to season 2 yet. This is the next thing.
Yeah.
I just hate the environment around it for like so many people. Obviously not the actual fans of it, but like you'll have the like either the like anti James Gunn people or like the anti superhero movies being like, ha ha ha, anime beat the superhero movie.
I mean, it's the same thing with K-pop Demon Hunters. They did the same thing with that movie. It's like, let these movies be successes without dragging them into the culture war.
Yeah,
but then you have even like comic book fans that are like, that's not a real movie. It's like, stop it. Can't we just celebrate the win that all these movies did moderately well? It's so annoying.
I remember when
funny, Darren, is they try to combine
Are
those.
you a shell?
They, whenever one of those products come out that combines the anime and superhero, they're like, wait, what side do I shit on now? I can't decide. Suddenly I'm at a crossroads because I can't crap on this project that came out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember when Godzilla -1 came out, and how people were trying to already like pin that movie against so many other type of movies, and like, well, the budget's different in Japan, it works differently. And then ever since that movie came out, how many of the biggest names have come up and like, I fucking love Godzilla -1.
And it's that same sort of attitude, because I remember this vividly. It wasn't that long ago. It was that same sort of thing with, I know this is a comic movie, but think back to like when Deadpool and Wolverine came out. You had a lot of people who were like praising it, loving it, eating it up, and then you had this group of people over here over here. Let me point away from Ronan. You had this group of people over here.
Ronan, what the hell?
You had this group over here that were just extremely condescending and tearing apart people who did like the film, using such verbiage as, "Is this what movies have come to?" Just reminding us of the past. This is just slop for the pigs now. It's like, calm the hell down. I'm not joking. I saw that verbiage.
Jay has a great comment here. James Gunn stole all the presents under my tree and threw all my Snyder films into the open fire. Be hilarious.
Wait a minute, you didn't see Twilight of the Gods? You didn't see Army of the Dead? You didn't see
Watch Twilight of the Gods. That was awesome.
Twilight of the Gods is probably one of my favorite animated movies from last year.
I need to check this out.
Show. Yes.
I love it. My favorite thing of his.
I am patiently waiting for another season of that. By the way, I mean, it's
arguably my favorite thing Snyder's done.
I might agree with that.
I'm waiting for the opportunity to like be part of a junket for his next project, and I'm gonna be like, fuck that. I'm done talking about the Snyder Cut. Let's talk about anime. Let's talk about the future. What do you have to do? And tell me everything you can.
All right. With that being said, I think we've exhausted all the topics. So I want to thank everybody for your super chats tonight. We hit the goal very early, which meant we got into the questions or the topics very quickly. So thank you guys so much for that. Even if you didn't super chat, you've been here, you've been watching. Shout out to everybody who's been here all night long, whether you came in early, late, if you've been in here chilling and leaving comments for us. I do appreciate it on both the Debunks and the Reloaded channel. Make sure you subscribe to my channel and everybody's channel that's been on the panel tonight. Go over and show them some love. All these guys are here on YouTube making content. So go over and support that content if you want to fight back against all of the hateful, negative shit we have on YouTube. The best way to do that is to hype up and support the channels that are putting out positive content that speaks to the heart of the fandom. So go over and check out all these guys. Leave a like on this video. There's still over 100 people in here. I think you guys understand how likes work by now. So I think you need to implement that understanding by clicking on both of these channels' likes and giving me a thumbs up. We have, hold on, I'm going to check and see how many likes I have. Because if we don't have a lot of likes, it's going to be a big fucking problem. It's going to be a big fucking problem. We have 28 likes. We had 69 votes on the poll. I want to see 69 likes on this live stream by the end of the night.
69, dude.
Eric, you're living in a fucking dream world.
Thank you guys so much for being here. I do appreciate it. We do have a super chat. Lone Wolf with the $2 super chat. I can never say this right. Would a Code Geass live action work, guys? What do you think? Is it Geass, guys?
I think it's
I can never say it right.
Geass, I'm pretty sure.
Damn it, Ronan. Oh,
I love that soundbite.
I think live action is one of those things where it really depends on who's doing it. Like One Piece is really good, but then there's also been some really bad live action adaptations as well.
Yep.
So yeah, I think it really comes down to who's doing it. Would you argue that Avatar live action, even though it's not true anime, would you argue that was good or not good? Or
I didn't love it personally.
Yeah, it's
live action what?
The
Avatar.
Oh,
the Last Airbender. Yeah.
Oh, I mean, what, the show?
Yes, the live action one.
Even though I haven't seen much of it, shout out to One Piece.
Yeah.
I thought.
Well,
One
I mean,
Piece
it's
was
nothing
one of
compared
the
to the
best
anime.
ones.
I mean, we can even go deeper and say, and I know this is gonna hurt Ronan's heart, but Cowboy Bebop, the live action Cowboy Bebop, like
There goes my
hero. Watching music.
Hey, they had a
Yeah.
great jet.
That's
I
true.
agree.
That's true.
I agree.
That's true. We can see.
I
Anyway,
love
we're
Cowboy
gonna
Bebop.
jump out of here. Join us on Thursday for the next episode of the Nerdcast. We should have some more fun topics. Nothing too heavy. You know how we like to keep it light and fizzy over here on the Nerdcast because it is late at night. People have shit going on. A lot of people are probably playing video games. I hope you've won whatever battle you're facing off against. Or if you're playing a cozy game like No Man's Sky, which I've been playing a lot of lately, even though it's old, I still love that game. But anyway, we're out. He's playing a game right now while it's on stream. It's game Inception. We'll see everybody. We'll see everybody later. Make sure you check out the merch store to get your I'm Bored merch. Again, hats and t-shirts now, and I'm shilling for my own store. So go over and check that out. And we will be live, I think, on Wednesday for the Shillcast with Bob and Dane and everybody. So
I
whatever, check
bored,
that out.
I'll be live tomorrow, then Shellcast on Wednesday, I believe.
What if I'm bored and I don't want to get merch?
You can do that. That's allowed. So yeah, Chris goes, wait for all the bad ship to drop in the next few days. Yeah, right before we do the stream, I'll be like, it'll be an easy stream. And then all of a sudden, James Gunn will come out and go, I've canceled everything. No more DC movies for the rest of time.
Until it's Batman. It's only Batman, and we've casted 25 actors.
Yeah, James Gunn just comes out. Hey, I've decided all the chuds are right. We're gonna do everything they want.
Oh my god! All right,
just stay away from any rocks that you might get hit in the head.
Oh no! Have a good night, everyone. See you later.